What is up? What is up, everyone? Hope everyone has had a good week. I hope everyone has had a good week. Um, yeah. So, welcome to the live stream. So tonight will be hopefully a good batch of videos tonight to react to check out. So hopefully you guys will like it. Hope you guys think these are interesting videos. I want to tonight I want to kind of talk a bit more, right? I'm gonna have some videos, right? About people essentially complaining about men's content, the manosphere, red pill, and stuff like that, right? And this is a thing where I'm always a believer, right, of accountability. Okay, and I've said this plenty of times before. Uh, I've created my channel not based on hating women, right? Not based on hating women, not based on insulting women per se, but more on holding people accountable. Now, I believe we have plenty of women that hold men accountable. So, we have very few, if any, actually holding women accountable. So this is why I believe this space is so important because we have a society right now that no one really holds women accountable for the things they say and do. Okay. For men, men hold men accountable, women hold men accountable, but who really holds women accountable, right? Who really does? And that is the thing, right? And again, I've said this, right? It's not. I think I've been trying to more say my video is geared towards holding the women online accountable. You know, the women that create content, the women that post comments, those types of women rather than women in the real life, right? Because maybe it's a bit different. I'm because like let's say this in my own dating life. Now I've had some women that could be typical why men create these content, right? Women that use men for money, women that mistreat men. So I have a bit of personal experience with it. So, but I wouldn't say that all women are cheaters, all women are whatever. But I think it's a growing amount, right? I think it's a growing amount, and I think I've always said this, right? I'm more I'm more against feminism than women per se. Okay, and I think feminism is a very poisoning ideology. Okay, because this is a thing where it creates a world where it's very individualistic, very counterintuitive to family, to relationships. So so and so on, right? I mean, if you see my other videos, I've talked about it a lot. So that's the thing. But I believe men's content is meant for to wake men up, right? I believe because I was like that, right? I believe women were angelic. I believe women could do no wrong, right? I believe women were angels, goddesses, right? I put women on a pedestal. And in my opinion, it was thanks to men's content that woke me up to think that, you know what? Women are no better than you, right? I mean, you're not better than a woman, but women are also no better than you. Women are not, meant to be put on a pedestal while you worship her. That's the thing. That's the thing that happens a lot with men, right? Where men put women on a pedestal and worship them, simp for them, think that they are so amazing and whatever. So that was the thing where I had to learn and develop, and it's thanks to men's content where I wake up from it. So we'll be talking about this a lot, right, throughout tonight's videos and stuff. So that's what I wanted to talk about. But let's get started. Let's get started. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I hope everyone's doing well tonight.
I don't want nobody.
let's start with some TikTok videos. So, one of the things where I believe men's content is so important, right? Men's content is so important because it wakes up men. Like I said, it wakes up men. It breaks the delusion that women love to foster, right? It breaks the delusion that women love to foster, that women love to perpetuate. Because in my opinion, right? In my opinion, men live in reality. Women live in a delusion, right? Women live in a world that they themselves make up. Right? So we're gonna, talk about it. So let's check this one out. Women don't leave safe, stable, supportive, loving men. Remember that. Really interesting. Interesting. Because here's the thing: by dating studies or marriage divorce studies, they're not leaving men that because they're not safe. They're not leaving men because they're not stable or financially stable or supportive, right? They're not. That's not majority of divorces, or even let's say even loving men, right? That's the thing where we are getting confused about. Um, let's check it out. I want to let me see. Because this is the thing where you know it is in my view, right? The problem isn't necessarily loving men. Okay. The problem is, do you still feel that love for him? So let's break it. Let's check it out. Now, I'm not saying that majority that women are, like always it's like it's always leaving marriages that quickly. No. But let's check it out.
Leave good men. So if you start women do not leave good men. So if you start seeing someone and their story to you is that their last partner left them, please know the reason is they're not a good man. So let's be honest, as women, we're always willing to try to work on the relationship.
Explain the women that cheat then. All women are willing to work on a relationship, huh? Are really? There are so many good men out there who have been broken up with. And heck, don't even start looking at some of those divorced men out there. They're the best ones. Because the woman they were with took them for granted for years. It's just weird how we're starting to let's always side with women no matter what. Not only that, okay, but if let's look at the divorce rate. 70%
Red Door, what is up, my sister? What is up?
of women file. So it's probably safe to say that women probably do the breaking up with a little more often. I mean, is that fair? You mean to tell me all those men deserved it, that they weren't good men? Not only that, but are you taking into account those situations where just they weren't right for each other, they weren't compatible? Maybe neither one of them is toxic or a bad person in general. They're just not a good fit for each other, their values don't mix. They don't enjoy each other's company, stuff like that. Or is that not up for consideration?
Women
And this is the thing where I always hate it, right? Let's say this, right? Top reason, right? Lack of emotional connection. This is the most consistently reported reason. Many women say their husbands stop showing affection. We never think about. Do you ever think why men do what they do? Right? I mean, women honestly, have reasonings for why they do what they do. Right? Wasn't emotionally supportive. Didn't talk or connect. Was emotionally absent. Big bar. What's up, my brother? A lot of times, okay, we don't talk about it. How women break men. They do. A lot of times they focus on themselves. And then no wonder why men maybe stop showing emotion, maybe stop being emotionally supportive, maybe stop talking and connecting, maybe become emotionally absent. Because here's the thing where just like, wow, you're losing power? Where do you live, Red Door? I didn't really think that happens. I didn't think that happens. Because here's the thing, right? Women don't leave safe, stable, supportive, loving men. Remember that. This is all about the men. What about what happens with women? Does she become safe? Is she still supportive and stable? Is she loving? Maybe when she stops becoming safe, stable, supportive, loving, you see maybe these starts falling off.
Leave good men. So if you start seeing someone and their story to you is that their last partner left them, please know the reason is they are not a good man. Because let's be honest, as women, we're always willing to try to work on the relationship, which
As women, you're always trying to work on the relationship. That's the hypocrisy in that, the insanity, the delusion in that. Women constantly trying to work on the relationship. Really. So you're constantly doing things to make him feel loved, to make him feel desired, to make him happy. Or you're not. Because you're working on the relationship. You should be thinking about him. Or does it mean that you're thinking about yourself when you're working on the relationships?
again is bad. It doesn't work. While men, on the other hand, are by nature selfish as shit. And they will always be selfish. And honestly, that is a trait that I admire a little bit. They will always.
That is BS. Exactly. That is BS. Men are selfish. Men are selfish. It's quite funny that I have thousands of videos, hundreds of videos, maybe I'll say that, hundreds of videos showing how selfish women can be. This is why I said this. Why this is the importance, right? This is the importance of men's content. This is the importance of men's content. It is right here. Because I don't need to show you, I don't need to have actual physical proof. I don't need to show you current physical proof because I have dozens, hundreds of videos showing you exactly that. And this right here is the importance of men's content. I'm not here telling you to hate on women. No. I'm here to show you, right, the hypocrisy, the delusion, the BS of a lot of women. Not all women, of course, but a lot of them. Because here's a woman that says men are selfish. Yet I have hundreds of videos showing you opposite, right? And here's a woman that's saying, oh, women worked on relationships. I have dozens, if not hundreds of videos showing you opposite.
Always do what is best for them, regardless, point blank. While most women will lose themselves in the relationship and therefore try to work on it because it's more of like an investment to us.
Oh, so men only think about themselves in a relationship.
I've invested my time, my energy, my youth. I'm going to make this work. That type of thing. But men don't give a shit. They are more likely to stay if they've spent a lot of money on you because that kind of hurts their wallet. Especially if you've leveled up in any of the looks departments. They're very likely not to leave. But if they're not being fulfilled in any type of way, whether it's emotional or physical, they will go elsewhere. And there's a lot of people in my comments who want to say, oh, who traumatized you? And they wouldn't be half wrong. I have been in some bad relationships. And I take my part in the accountability for that because
Do you? Do you take your part? Because here's my thing, okay? I have been in bad relationships, but I don't blame them at all. I do not blame the women that I've been with, okay? I don't. Because here's my thing. At the end of the day, I chose them. And here's the thing where I don't use them to blanket all women. I don't say, oh, women are this, women. No, I don't say that, right? And I don't have that kind of mindset. What I do is hold women accountable for the words and actions they do, for the words that come out of their mouth and the actions they do. I don't do, oh my God, because this woman hurt me. Now I'm going to say this woman is toxic because, all women are this. No.
participated in those relationships. And I was their dummy. But as I've gotten older, I've seen this isn't like a one-off scenario. I experienced that scenario in like an intense, very long, serious relationship kind of way. But it's not a one-off. This is just how men operate.
and yet she still can't see that she's the problem. No self-reflection at all. You can't grow without self-reflection, like Big Bar says. You can't. And yet she has not developed any self-reflection. Not see that, you know what? The common denominator is you. It is you who are picking the type of men. It is you.
And I am unfortunately aware of that. I took the red pill. And that is what I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you guys the game. These men are all the fucking same. There are a few good ones, but in 2025, good luck finding one. Women do not leave good men.
Let me say this, right? There are actually a lot of good ones. But good luck being attracted to them, right? Most women won't find most men unattractive. So that's not the issue. It's not the issue of finding men. It's the issue of, are you going to be attracted to those men?
I was waiting on my ex-husband to be a bad person. I was truly waiting on him to do something so fucked up to me, so bad, that it would justify me ending the marriage. What up, guys? So this is me, and I'm just getting into this whole TikTok thing, social media thing, sharing my life a little bit, because I know that my journey, my transparency, my authenticity is going to help somebody in a situation that I've overcome. I also said I was going to come out with a book on how to leave a good man. You know, a lot of people that's never been in my situation won't be able to relate. And it's okay, because this message ain't for you. But again, I was waiting on my husband to be a bad person. I stayed with the same person for 21 years, created a family. I was in the relationship 21 years, married 17. And I was married to a good man. I was married to a good guy. I was waiting on my ex-husband to be a bad person.
Oh, really? Women don't leave good men. And it sounds like she left him with one purpose of selfishness, right? Oh, I want to make money out of this, right? Write a book about it.
So yesterday I posted about basically going through a divorce with the good guy. And
For whatever reason, this is quiet. So sorry about it. I don't know. It's as loud as it can be.
I say good guy in the sense that, like, he is a great person. Like, it's nothing against him. We just two people that have grown apart.
Across the Hudson is this Devil's Advocate. This is Devil's Advocate. What is up, my brother? What is up?
Have the same common denominator of keeping our kids number one, letting them see us happy and healthy. Like, that's what I want. I don't why is it so bad?
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching since the beginning. Yo, I love OGs, right? I love people who've been there for me at the beginning, right? So mad respect, okay? Thank you. Thank you for being there since the beginning. I love you, my brother.
The amount of DMs and messages that
Just watching a bunch of TikToks, right? Watching a bunch of TikToks, watching a bunch of women saying they do leave good men, right? Women do leave good men. So
I have received from people in the same exact situation, same ages, don't know how to get out of it. You just got to take the leap. It is scary as fuck. There is no denying that. It is scary. But as long as you can agree to be civil and co-parent for your children, I really think that's all that matters, honestly. I mean, and like staying for your children is bullshit. Any of you who think that you're staying to benefit them, you're not. You're not. They may act out for a little bit, and it may be they may be hurting and mourning the same relationship, mother and dad living together, whatever, but you're not doing them any benefit by staying together while they're children, and then when they become adults you're just going to be like, we done? No, I ain't doing that. I want them to see a happy, thriving mom, not one that just stayed just to stay. Nope. And all of you people who are my people I know in real world, and you think you're here for some tea. There's no tea happening. I'm just documenting this wild journey I'm on. Like, I've never known anything different. So, if you're looking for that, it's not here.
Plenty of women leave because they're bored. Leave for the grass is greener. Leave because you know what? You could fall out of love even with a stable, safe, loving man, right? You could still fall out of love with those type of men. So she would still leave.
Yo, excuse my rough appearance today. Life be lifing. This is real life. But I feel like there's so many people going through this, and they're probably feeling and stuck in the same situations that I am in. I have made a extremely difficult decision to finally, this has been something that has just been going on for, let's just say, years, back and forth, to call it quits on my marriage. We've been married 14 years, together since I was about 16. I'm 38 now. He is a good guy, great father. You know, sometimes two people just, I mean, from 16 to 38, people change, and that is okay. Like, I'm a totally different person than I was then. He's a different person. People grow apart. I can love him as a person and not be in love with him. And life will be okay. It will go on. If we both want what is best for our children, that should be all that matters. And honestly, I've been more shook by the amount of people who, I would say not the amount of people, but the close family and friends who basically have just turned their shoulder and given me the cold shoulder because I choose to be happy.
It's kind of insane that you chose a man, right, to marry, to give 14 years with, to give children to, and that is not your happiness. That is not your happiness, right? Your happiness isn't that. This is a thing where people can change. It's okay, but you can adapt. It's like this is sometimes like I don't understand what's the change that made you not love the person anymore, right? So what was the things about that person you love at that time, but now you don't love anymore? Women don't really say. Women don't say. It's like we change. Okay, I get it. People change. So what? Did the things that you love about him change? Or I mean, like it's like women give really no clear views.
Because I choose to be happy. Mind you, I'm keeping my kids number one.
Also, I choose to be happy, i.e., selfishness, right? Myself. I choose my happiness. Last woman said, oh, women aren't selfish, right? Women work on relationships. This is why. This is the importance of men's content right there, is to show you the hypocrisy of women. Women constantly blame shit on men and constantly make women out to be angels, right? And this is the problem. This is the problem I'm talking about, where society puts women on a pedestal. Other women put women on a pedestal. Men put women on a pedestal. And men's content is meant to humble, and not in a bad way, right? Not in a toxic bad way. It's meant to ground people, right? Particularly women. You are no better than men. Women are no better than men, right? You're not. Stop putting yourself on a pedestal. Stop thinking you're a goddess. Stop thinking you're a 10. I mean, women are selfish human beings. Women are, and again, I'm not saying that men aren't. That's not what I'm doing. But women are selfish human beings, right? Women do care about them. Probably sometimes only care about themselves.
Remind you, it's okay to leave a good guy. Anyways, this is just kind of what's going on. I'm gonna try to vlog different things of this. I mean, it's good. We're co-parenting. We're getting along. We both want what's best for our children. Yeah, but if anybody has like any questions, I don't know. I'm open to talk about different things because I probably right off the top of my head can't think of everything I want to say. But there's so much I want to say about this situation because I feel like so many people are stuck in this. You're afraid to walk away. It's all you've known. It's all I've known my whole fucking life, like since I was 16. This is it. But I have literally never felt better.
I think it's kind of stupid, right? There are people who've grown old and died together, who known each other for since they were children, right? That's it. And they could do it, yet you can't. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not here to say that, oh, women must stay with men they don't want to stay with. Do what you want to do. Okay? But let's not lie about it or be delusional about it. You are selfish. You think about yourself, which is fine. It is what it is, right? I mean, human beings are selfish creatures. You know, that is human nature.
Literally. And I wish the people who cared understood. I don't know. Sometimes you just, enough is enough.
But this one woman disproved all those other videos, right? The other videos that I just shown, this one woman disproved it. I got more.
I talk shit about men all the time, but I never hear anybody talk about how hard it is to let go of a good man. And not even because they did anything to you, like no cheating shit like that. Just like wrong time, you know? Like I have shit to do. I have shit that I need to cultivate. I have yet to fully actively be in my purpose, which I know is bigger than me. And for those reasons, I can't even keep a good man right now. Like, damn, it is so fucking hard because it hurts. It's not a situation where it's like, oh, I hate you, fuck you. When it's genuinely like all love, like I can't even make up shit anymore and be like, you did this, you did this. I can't even dead ass do that because I would feel so bad because that's really not the reasonings why I have to let a nigga go, you know? It's dead ass like bigger than me. And that shit sucks because I get to watch everybody else. I just turned 25, y'all, too. But I get to watch everybody else settle down, get married, get engaged, be in these long-term relationships, have kids, and really, you know, start their life, start their family. But I have to fucking wait. I have to hold out. I have to keep letting niggas go because when you're actively trying to cultivate something for yourself as a woman, 90% of the time you're not meant to be, you know, sleeping with a man. You're not meant to be involved with a man seriously at that time. So it hurts. It genuinely does. But I don't hear anybody talk about that. Like I talk shit so much about guys, but we don't talk shit about the guys that are truly good, but we still can't keep them around because, you know, we got bigger fish to fry at the time. I talk shit about men all.
You act like you're going to be the next Elon Musk. Women think like this woman thinks that she's gonna revolutionize the world. Bigger fish to fry. You have bigger. I've said this before, right? I support women staying single, right? A woman like this, please stay single for the rest of your life. Single and childless, right? We don't need more baby mamas in this world. I support that. Right? Go ahead. But you make it seem like you are going to be, I don't know, the next Bill Gates, the next Elon Musk, the next Steve Jobs. Like you act like you're going to cure cancer. I can't have a good guy right now because you know what? I got to cure cancer, right? So I got to focus on this. Fine, whatever. I mean, all the more power to you. But here's also a thing where I guarantee you, I bet you, this woman who's going to cure cancer, I bet you she's not going to be celibate. She's not going to be celibate until she's done curing cancer. Yes. Yes, exactly.
That's why you will buy a dog and die alone.
Exactly. Red Door, this is ridiculous. I had a family, got an education, and had a good job. Women today are doing everything backwards. This is a thing where you make it seem like you can't. This is I don't understand women in the sense that you can't multitask. You only can do one thing at a time. You can only cure cancer and that's it, right? You can't focus on anything else. So this is why I've said this before. Women cannot have it all because they're not fit to. They can't do it. So it is what it is, right?
Why some women will leave a good man. The truth is, a lot of women have walked away from a really good man, and it's got a lot to do with how you define good. Being a good man isn't just about fixing everything, being overly nice. It's about being able to set standards for how you want your partner, your life, and your future to be. And with standards comes rules and regulations for what is right and what is wrong. And you're not just saying this, you're acting this out. Your words and your actions match. Many times, a lot of men are fearful about creating standards for how they want their partner or their woman to behave. And many times, this can seem as though it's controlling. But I want you to realize, for her to feel safe and protected in your relationship and your partnership, it's really important to have rules for the both of you. She should have standards, and you better have standards. If you're only following her standards and rules for how she wants her partner or the relationship to be like, you better know that that will never last. A real ascendant man will know that there needs to be a reciprocal effort in both people.
This is the thing where I think a lot of women won't be able to stay with good men, men that are safe, stable, loving men for long because again, they only care about what he does. They don't understand what they're doing, right? Are these women also good women?
Hey you guys, so I recently broke up with my boyfriend and I didn't think that I was going to share this experience or this story just because it's not that big of a deal and it's kind of private too, but I decided to share it because I felt like the girls really needed to hear about this. So there are two major points I'm going to make and I'm going to try to keep this very short. So number one, the way that God has carried me throughout this breakup is really nothing short of amazing and unbelievable. Usually after a breakup, I'm a mess. Like, I've been known to cry in the club over a breakup. Like, I'm telling you, days, weeks, and the fact that that has not been my experience this time is only because of God. And I've been really trying to get back to my relationship with him first and foremost, so that he is leading my relationships from now on. Number two is, I feel like a lot of times when we all see these breakup stories, especially coming from the woman's perspective, it's always like this horror story, like, the stuff that she's been through and what he put her through and all the stuff that she put up with. And we all look at her like, girl, why was you in that relationship? Like, why did you stay? But when I tell you guys that that's not my experience at all, like, it just wasn't. My ex was a great guy. Like, even after we broke up, still sending me flowers to my apartment.
Mad simp ass shit. And God, right? God is telling her to leave a great man. God is doing that. You blame everyone but yourself. You put all the blame on everyone but yourself.
Like, just a great guy, but for somebody else. And we didn't break up because of anything that he did to me, anything that I found out or anything that I did to him. We literally...
English, what is up, my brother? Yes, this is the thing. God is another cop out for women. Women do this plenty of times. They blame God. They use God to pretty much, facilitate their lack of accountability.
Broke up because just of small things that led me to understand that this was not my husband, and so I needed to make room for my husband by exiting that relationship. But I'm telling you, the way that he treated me within this relationship was so good. He's raised my standard, and you guys.
This man was so good, he raised my standard, but you know what? I don't want him. Makes sense. Makes sense. And you wonder why men's content exists. This is the thing. I've said this before. The true creators of Red Pill, true creators of the manosphere content, women. Those are the true creators of men's content. Because guess what? If women like this didn't exist, if women like this didn't make their stupid ass takes, you think men's content would be around? What would men talk about, right? What would men talk about if women like this didn't exist? If women like this didn't make the stupid content that they did? If women didn't say the stupid shit they say, you think men's content would exist? So this is the insanity where you think, because to be honest, right? A lot of things men will say was just to be anecdotal or just to be like them just saying it. Instead of, I have visual, right? Audio proof right here, right? Visual and audio proof. Such a great man. I had such a great man. He raised my standard. He raised my bar. But you know what? He still wasn't good enough. So this man who raised your bar, right? It wasn't good enough for you. So you're going to go for the next man. That makes sense. I mean, like Ingrid said it. I used to remember we men talked about rocks and the Roman Empire. Because, right? Women weren't making these stupid ass, weren't saying these stupid ass shit, right? Women weren't saying this stupid ass shit. So, guess what? Well, men had other things to talk about. Now, you hear women constantly saying these crazy ass stuff.
Guys know that my standards were already high to begin with, but my ex treated me so well in our relationship that it was like, if the next guy, he's made it harder for the next guy. Because if the next guy isn't coming like my ex or better, then off the rip, you can get to stepping. Like, so, breakups don't always have to be this, oh, I'm learning a hard lesson or I went through some traumatic experience.
The next guy has to be her ex or better. Why didn't she stay with her ex? Why did she not stay with her ex? That makes no sense. So, what? How to be her ex or better, yet you couldn't stay with him? That really makes no sense. I need my daily dose of Red Pill. Yep.
Not every relationship is going to end up in a marriage, and the ones that don't end up in marriage doesn't mean that it has to be messy or, as long as you're upholding your standards within the relationship, it should be a positive experience. And honestly, my relationship was a positive experience, and I'm telling you, like, I have nothing bad to say about him, and we're still friends, we still talk and everything, but I just don't feel like the girls hear that often about a relationship that you get out of that has raised your standards, that like he's treated me so well, like the next guy's gonna be hard for him, so I just wanted you guys to hear that, because not every breakup is a horror story and not every breakup is some hard learning lesson. Some breakups are really because you're just maturing and you want different types of relationships and
different types of relationship.
That's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
Have a relationship with a dog. Have a relationship with This is what I've said this before. This is why I'm a big supporter of women staying single. Stay single, please. Stay single and, don't have a kid, right? Please don't have a kid, because we don't need more baby mamas in this world. We don't need more baby mamas in this world. So just stay single.
you just came to understand, like, I don't see myself marrying that person, so let's not waste each other's time. And that's pretty much what this was. But like I said, great guy, love him, and yeah, that's it.
My ex was a really good man. In fact, I've seen a lot of people on this app talk about breaking up with a nice guy. And I have related quite a bit to that because there wasn't a single big blowout reason for the breakup. It was actually just a lot of smaller things. The big overarching reason is, candidly, I just had a feeling that it wasn't right. But I did actually
Just had a feeling.
myself to write 3 big reasons down that I could really
And had to force herself to write down reasons.
anchor myself to as I'm going through this process. And candidly, some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, did I make the wrong decision? Because he was such a great guy and a lot of our relationship was super, super positive. Those 3 reasons came down to: number 1, we didn't have amazing communication. Number 2, I didn't love our dynamic when we moved in together. And number 3, there were several like big blowout fights where I felt like I really lost my emotional connection to the relationship. And it's really interesting. I actually think a part of the reason why I really forced myself to come up with these reasons and really articulate them was because I was feeling a little embarrassed when I would talk to friends about why I decided to make this decision, especially because from the outside looking in, they were like, oh my God, what happened? We thought you guys were perfect. We thought you guys were going to go all the way. But I was actually really validated today when I got lunch with a few work colleague friends, right? And one of them just moved in with his girlfriend, and their relationship happened really, really quickly. And when he was talking about her, he just said, it was just like our first date, and I really just knew that this was my person. And it was kind of ironic because I told him, I was like, good for you, I'm going for a breakup. And he was like, oh my God. And after a while he did ask, he's like, can you, like, are you able to share? And I was like, it just wasn't right. And he was like, honestly, I really, really understand that. And I really just felt like, when
I don't understand that. What does it mean that it's just, this is why I find it hard with a lot of women. They make their stories so vague, right? Because honestly, in my opinion, women base their actions on emotions rather than logic. So it's just how I feel. So technically, it's not necessarily a clear-cut reasoning. It's just how I feel. So that is the determining factor. I feel like this. So
I hear about people who say in their relationships, I just knew it was right. I just had this feeling. I think those people really understand the art of, hey, this wasn't working for me, so, I needed to exit. I guess what does make it hard is, early on in my relationship, I actually did feel that way. Maybe some of you can relate.
What made you not want him?
I thought he was too nice. I thought I would walk all over him.
I don't know what it is. There is this thought out there. I want me a soldier. I want me a hard dude. And those are the worst guys to get because they're not nice to you. And you get a nice guy and you're worried like, I don't want him. Why wouldn't you want a nice guy? I mean, they always say nice guy finish last. That's because women are foolish. What made you not want?
yes.
It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life.
Jeremiah, not just your opinion, DA. It's literally what she said. She just felt that way. Exactly.
Every day you gotta deal with somebody. Is marriage even worth it? It's not. At some point you're gonna realize that it's always best to just be alone, because I've been married for about 7 years and I don't even know if this is worth it. And not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just not thinking that I made the right decision. And I have a good man. I do. And that's not the point.
I don't know why. The insanity of women. You know what grinds my gears? Women like this saying the ex is a good man. You know what? I try not to bring up personal experience, right? I try not to, but I have dealt with quite a few women, right? I had quite a few friends, female friends that said, "Oh, I wish my husband or my boyfriend was just like you." Are you kidding me? It's like, this is a thing where, like a good man like you or this like that. It's like I really don't understand women. It it makes you don't understand women, right? It really does. Because again, women would pick the shitty men and then wish the shitty men were like good men, but they would leave good men to be with shitty men. Because this is the thing where I've said this before. Women have no problem leaving good men. Yet women have issues, have problems leaving bad men, leaving abusive men, right? Women have problems, right? Stockholm syndrome. Like, it's funny that women have Stockholm syndrome leaving abusive men, right? They have Stockholm syndrome with abusive men, right? Toxic, extremely toxic men. But I easily leaving good men, easily leaving, men that will be good fathers, men that will be good husbands. Just, I don't feel it anymore.
The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man. Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, at all. I've always had a dream of, like, getting out of my hometown, like, city, and moving on, like, moving forward. Like life is supposed to be experience. Like, we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling and all that, and I do.
The poison of social media. Experiencing new things, traveling, experiences.
I do all of them.
And she says she does them.
Point, like, I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life. Like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Like, you never have a moment to yourself. You never can do that. And I don't know, like, and there's gonna be some bitches out there that say, like, oh no, you should not. No, like, be fucking weird and not a real ass couple. But I really want girls to know, like, even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not worth it. It's not, like, it's always gonna be best to just, like, be alone.
So, yeah.
And maybe that's why so many men tell older women they're gonna die alone and be so sad. I'm sad with a great man. Like, maybe it's just, like, not my personality. And, like, I know girls are out there and they're, like, dying for, like, a relationship like mine. Like, he takes care of me.
Says I agree. I think women are naturally chaotic. 100%. 100%. Particularly Western women, right? Particularly Western women. I mean, Western women. And I've dated predominantly black women, okay? So they're definitely chaotic. But I think it's just Western women, okay? I've said this before. My brothers, leave these women alone. Leave these women alone. Travel the world. Travel the world and see what's out there. Because these women are just too chaotic. They're too chaotic. This January, I'm going to be going to Vietnam. So who knows, right? Who knows what will happen? We'll see. We'll see what will happen.
But, like, I'm sorry, I can't even really barely deal with myself and my own emotions. Imagine somebody that you know for such a short amount of time, because you're never gonna know that man like you think you do, and that's just not in a negative way. Like, I just don't think that just for me. And I'm tired of it, and I don't know what else to do, because this is like imagine living a fairy tale and it's nothing like you imagined it. You're living your literal fairy tale, and it's not what you want.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna do some lives and some recordings when I'm there. So,
If it's exactly what you dreamed of. It's still just, I don't know.
I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father. But there were some things that would send people into orbit when I would tell them things. Like, number one, and I'm not exaggerating, my ex-husband did not tell me that he loved me. That sends people into outer space when I tell them that. That was something that I accepted, we'll call it accepted, but now I see it as settling. I had accepted this about him, but what ended up happening is years and years and years of what I will consider emotional neglect, unintentionally. I began to resent him. And
see, this is the thing where this is the type of woman, right? You accepted him for who he is, but after years, you hate him for who he is. This is where I have a problem with, right? The whole stereotype or whatever of women being good communicators, right? You try to, like the other woman said, oh, women try to do whatever they can to fix a relationship. Did you? Did you actually communicate with this? You accepted him for who he was, right? You accept him for who he was during the dating, during the proposal, during the engagement, right? During the marriage. You accepted him for that. Did you voice your opinions, right? Did you voice your feelings when you guys were dating? Oh, I can't deal with it. You never say I love you, which is honestly stupid. Like, seriously, if a man never said he loves you, right? But here's the thing where if he never said it, but did he do it, right? Did he show you he loved you? Right? He doesn't say it. He doesn't show it. Why did you still be with him? Why did you still pick him? You settled for him, but that's not his fault. It's not his fault you settled for him. It's not his fault you allowed it. This is the problem I find. And this is why that man, you're hurting that man. Because you were fine with it. You said, okay, I still loved you. I'll still accept your proposal. I accept your, to be your girlfriend. I accept to be your fiance. And I accept to be your wife. Now, after years later, I can't do it anymore. What? You were doing it before. You were fine with it before. And that's the insanity. What happened to great communication skills? Right? So this is I showed you, right? I said in ChatGPT, right? Says lack of emotional connection, right? This is the most consistently reported reason. Many women say their husband stopped showing affection, wasn't emotionally supportive, didn't talk or connect, was emotionally absent. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that all these women say that, oh, he's emotionally absent, didn't show affection. Was he always like that? Okay. Did you accepted him for who he was? If you did, then seriously, now you change it up? Now you just don't want it? I mean, did he not treat you well? Did he not love you? I mean, like his actions. Did he not support you? Did he not provide for you?
there's a few videos that I want to make of things that I've learned, especially with us coming up on 1 year divorced, and what I learned about divorcing the good guy and what a villain that makes you, how hard it is on your kids. I just want this to reach someone going through the same thing or thinking about divorcing the good guy. And if you have questions, if you have concerns that you have for yourself or your kids, drop it in the comments. I'd love for somebody to ask me something because I feel like my story can help somebody. We're going to start here.
Help who? Help who? Right? Help a woman that honestly wanted to change her man? This is the problem, right? You aren't dating. Steve, what is up, my brother? You weren't dating. You were married, right? You should have left the good man that never said I love you after a couple months into a relationship, right? You should have left him then. You should have left him, right? You should not have accepted his proposal.
Once upon a time, I was dating this guy, and he was so sweet. There was nothing wrong with him. It just wasn't giving me like the spark that I be needing. And I was talking to
the spark I was needing, right? So the other woman, basically, he didn't say I love you. Never said I love you, which is okay. Trust that. Okay, sure. But the spark. Did he not treat you right? Did he not actually, through his actions, show you he loves you? This is a thing where a lot of women don't realize, right? Men that dedicate their life to a woman, men that dedicate their money to a woman, men that dedicate their their sexual loyalty to a woman is actions that shows he loves her. Imagine the opposite, right? A man that cheats on a woman. You think that shows you that he loves her? If he cheats on her?
him for a couple months. We were going on dates. He was super consistent.
Exactly. Delusional. Believing in sparks and the alignment of the stars.
And nice and available, emotionally available. And so it just wasn't doing it for me, right?
So a guy who's being there consistently, giving emotion and support, that isn't enough? You're losing your spark. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Right? And so one night I prayed. It was a Friday night. And I was like, God, if this is supposed to be, like, if I'm supposed to take him serious.
God, stop talking. Stop thinking you're talking to God. These are not like God-fearing women. Stop putting your blame on God.
By Sunday, he's going to give me flowers.
I guarantee you would not believe what this woman just did.
And it's not like he got me flowers every time he's seen me. He has sent me flowers before, but I'm like, if this time, in 2 days notice, if he gives me flowers without me saying anything, I'm going to take him serious. Tell me why. 2 days later, he shows up with these like flowers, the flowers that don't die for like a year or whatever.
After literally getting a sign from God himself, what do you think this lady did?
And I still stopped talking to him.
So even when God says something, you ask God for a sign, right? This is the thing. This is, again, women will always dodge accountability like they're Neo. I'll be laughing, man. What is up?
Because it didn't do it for me. Oh my gosh. So if I end up single and alone for like the rest of my life, it's 1,000% my fault.
Another pure example of nice guys finishing last. You can do everything, be emotional, give them support. You can do all these things and they'll still dump you or use you. Sometimes women just go after the Chads or the Tyrones, get dicked down by them, and then go after you as a last resort. Don't fall for this, guys. I'm sorry, but these are just women nowadays.
Yes, it is your fault. Any woman...
You know something that maturity has taught me? I lost a real good man being batshit crazy. It weren't being the batshit crazy why I lost a good man, actually. It was the not wanting to accept that I was batshit crazy at the time. Because in my head, I was already irrational. My head worked different already. I've been told that since I was a child. And I had always been able to function. So in my thing was, why are you telling me something that I don't know? Whole time I weren't seeing from the outside, but he was, and he was just trying to fix it. And I was like, bitch, please stop trying to be my dad. I got one dad. I don't need another dad. And I was just doing things, and he was like, go. And then it just got to the point where I converted his care into, you're picking on me. You're literally picking on me. And one day, I just was a prick. And that's a piece of maturity that I've actually come towards. And then you know what he said to me? You put me off the idea of a happily ever after. And then another thing that I come to terms with in that situation is I know I turned that man into a villain. I see him. I watch how he moves. I did that. I single-handedly did that. Might have been a bit.
You know, English, this is the problem, right? A lot of people say, why are you always talking about black women? Sadly, there's not enough Asian women, right? Complaining about shit, looking stupid online. There's not enough. I'm sorry. I mean, if you guys could find some Asian women saying some stupid shit, I'll make plenty of reaction videos to it. There's not enough. The main women are black and white, and there's a lot of black women saying stupid ass shit.
With his mum as a contribution, but yeah, that's fucked up. Anyway, that's what I'll tell you guys.
I can say this, right? I don't blame women for my ex, right? I don't do that. But my ex was a shitty ass woman, right? My ex was a shitty ass woman. She made the relationship very toxic, right? I did everything I could for her, right? I did everything I could for her. I really did. I loved her, even though we had a sexless relationship, right? About a year or probably 2 years sexless relationship. It was stupid. I was stupid, right? I still did everything I could for her, and she still screwed me over.
Men, where have you gone? Please come back. That's both a personal plea and the title of a modern love column worth devouring. The piece explores the slow vanishing of presence, of heart.
She was a Western woman from the UK. You know, the UK. Yeah.
The population. Single women are leaning in with confidence while single men are circling intimacy but never entering it. Women keep showing up alone, in groups, in dating, but men are performing elsewhere, alone. Being seen with a woman is no longer a marker of success or desirability, so many men have quietly filtered us out. Whoa, I needed a moment to unpack that idea. Then I
realized... Laughing, man, you're crazy.
It perfectly articulates what I keep experiencing. Take the devilishly handsome man I went on a date with. Our first encounter was a dating success. Hours of conversation, a kiss.
No, I didn't get... Did I get a super chat? Oh, I just see it. I didn't get the notification. Zerax, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. I love you, my sister. I love you, right? Again, I still love you. Even if we have different opinions, I love a person who challenged me, right? I love a person who challenged me. Thank you, my sister.
Talk of a second date. And then silence. Months later, he's still lurking in my Instagram stories. Maybe he's even here right now. Entertained enough to watch, but never following up. As the columnist Rachel Drucker puts it, it looks like interest, it feels like silence. Or as my beautiful friend Julia puts it, don't look through my window if you don't plan to sit at my table. It's happening offline too. Dating events are booming, but imbalanced. Companies such as Goose and Boda and Anti-Swipe and even my own...
No, I also blame myself. I blame myself for, my relationship. I would never blame a woman, right? I would never blame my ex for how the relationship went, right? I'll blame myself. I take accountability because it's my life. So I'm not like that. Again, it's not about hating women. It's about accountability. And my logic will always be consistent, or I try my best. I try my best to be consistent. Hold me accountable. Hold me accountable if I'm not consistent with my logic, okay? Hold me accountable if I'm not consistent with my logic.
Singapore, sell out women's tickets within minutes, and scramble to fill men's spots right up until the last day. At the event, sometimes you'll even find 2 women to every man, and that's before the inevitable no-shows. It's such a missed opportunity for both sides. One common explanation is that men face and fear rejection in their day-to-day lives.
I just want to show this a little bit, not the whole thing. It's like a 4-minute video. Just showing you again where the men have gone. We will be seeing this more and more.
But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay? I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years.
I keep seeing videos like this one going around of women wanting to divorce their husbands, even knowing they are loyal, hardworking, good men. But they feel like something is missing. What is wrong with you guys? And I've seen multiple videos of women divorcing their husbands, even knowing they are well-rounded men. I even saw another video of a girl explaining how she regrets divorcing her husband and didn't realize how good she actually had it. So, what is happening? Now, I could be wrong, but what I think is happening here is women are craving drama or some sort of excitement, and they're confusing that with passion. And I totally get it. We've been conditioned to think that if
I've said this before, right? I think one of the most dangerous emotion a woman can have is boredom. One of the most dangerous emotion a woman can have is boredom. If a woman is bored, she will leave you, divorce you, cheat on you, and bring chaos into your life. Brent, what is up, my brother? What is up?
a relationship is peaceful, it must be boring. Social media and movies play a big role in this because they have romanticized struggle. We've been taught that easy relationships aren't real love. Peaceful relationships are portrayed as boring or settling. And I think some women are literally addicted to the intensity of toxic relationships. Because when you're used to highs and lows, peaceful love feels flat in comparison. On top of that, social media makes everyone else's life look more exciting. So we have women seeing other couples' highlight reels and think they're missing out. And it creates this grass is greener mentality where they think everyone else's relationship is more passionate than theirs. We've also been programmed by culture to think we deserve more without defining what more actually is.
Sadly, women's hobbies is drama. A lot of women's hobbies is drama, chaos.
So we have this idea that you should always be growing and never be satisfied. And I think what a lot of women fail to realize is how rare good men actually are. They take stability for granted until it's gone, like that girl who regrets her divorce. These women have exactly what most women say they want: stability, loyalty, a good man who works hard. But because it doesn't feel like a movie, they think something is wrong. And here's what's really happening: these women are blasting their husbands online. They post these vulnerable moments and get thousands of comments validating their feelings. And the algorithm rewards emotional content, so more women share similar stories.
You know what? That's the thing where, again, leaving a good man is always good TikTok Leaving a good man is always good TikTok content.
But it's not a good trend, and I don't know why we normalize this. And it's especially not a good look for the women posting these videos. You're airing out your husband's business for millions of people to see and judge. Imagine if a man did that to you. And this is not a good example for the younger generation of women who are watching this content. These young girls are seeing this and thinking it's normal to be unsatisfied with good men and to air your relationship problems online. Essentially, these men are being painted as inadequate when they're actually good partners. It's not fair to them, and it's creating this toxic cycle where women think it's normal to blast their relationships on social media instead of working through them privately. And what we fail to realize is drama isn't passion, it's dysfunction. Real love isn't supposed to make you feel uncertain or stressed. Real love is supposed to be your safe space, your peace. Women are self-sabotaging because they've been programmed to think good isn't good enough. And now they're throwing away exactly what they'll spend years
Captain Palsy, what's up, my brother?
trying to find again. The fact that this is a trend is so heartbreaking because these women are sabotaging the very thing they actually want. Stop chasing chaos and start appreciating the peace that good men bring to your life before you lose it. Because there are women out there waiting for you to drop your husband so they can have what you're taking for granted.
And that's the thing, right? You see, what can I say? This woman has said it pretty well, right? This woman said it pretty well. And this is the issue that we have, that a lot of women, honestly, don't understand it. They don't understand that, drama, chaos, right, isn't everything. It really is, right? And this is the thing. A lot of women put so much, so much on a man, the weight of a man's shoulders. Okay, you're bored, get a hobby, right? Get a hobby, like get a job. I'm sorry, stop being a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife. Get a job.
I married the nice guy, the guy who made me laugh. I married the guy who was stable, who didn't yell. I married the guy who wasn't afraid to get down on the floor and play with kids. I married the guy who laughed really loudly, who didn't seem to care if anybody was watching. I married the guy who was soft with me, who listened to me on the phone for hours. I married the nice guy. I married the nice guy when I was 23 years old. I married the guy who'd come from a family who felt like...
No, I've never played Assassin's Creed, right? I'm more of the RPG, Final Fantasy kind of guy, right? I grew up playing Final Fantasy, so that's more my wheelhouse. Now, if I do play games, I played Call of Duty, right? I was playing Call of Duty for a bit there.
Like, life is hard. We're not gonna...
Yeah, I'm always relieved. I'm always relieved seeing women who understand too. Again, it's not about, I've said this before, right? This channel is not about hating women, right? It's not about hating women. It's about holding women accountable for the things they say and do, right? Holding women accountable for the things they say and do. I had, again, if you saw the beginning, I had videos of women saying, oh, women don't leave good men, right? Women don't leave good men. Women don't leave loving men. Women don't leave stable men, right? Women aren't selfish. Women stay in relationships and fight. They fight for the relationships. Really? Because I've been proving the women wrong. That's the thing. This is what I do, right? It's holding women accountable for the things they say and do. Artie, what is up, my brother? All my brothers are here tonight. My brothers and sisters. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. I love you guys. Thank you for spending a Saturday with me.
Make it easy on you.
Women in mass don't, though. I agree. Women in mass don't.
What's funny is he married the nice girl. The girl who did everything to please somebody else. Who molded herself to be the epitome of what other people wanted me to be. He married the girl that said, yes, let me show up and do more. He married the girl who said, I have absolutely no needs. None. Why would I have needs when I can show up and take care of you? He married the girl who said, I am low maintenance. Just like one of the guys. I'll sit and watch sports with you for hours. You need to watch a rom-com? No, I'm good. It's okay. We'll do this. We'll do what you want to do. 20 years later, after realization after realization, after year, realizing this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't what I thought marriage was going to be. The struggles that we've had aren't getting any better. They just seem to be replicating themselves and getting worse. I started looking around at my kids and seeing children who needed more from their parents. I married the nice guy, and he married the good girl. And 20 years later, we're 5 months separated, working through some of the hardest parts of marriage. Because it would be easy for me to say, I'm done.
Well, I mean, I've never played an Assassin's Creed, right? So I don't know if it's RPG. I thought it was like an action role-play game, right? Adventure game. That's what I thought. But I mean, it's Final Fantasy, right? Final Fantasy Tactics. Kingdom of Hearts. Kingdom of Hearts is my game, right? I love Kingdom Hearts. That was my job.
We're calling it quits.
I agree, Brent. Most women's problem is self-inflicted stupidity. Women are their own worst enemy. Because you said that this wasn't what you signed up for. It was. You knew who he was. You knew what type of man he was. You signed up for knowing it.
There's been too much hurt. There's been too much pain. There's been too many conversations that have ended in, yes, I will do this. Yes, I want that. And very little action to show for it. After 3 years of growth for myself, the biggest takeaway I can give you now is work on you. There is nothing more important than relearning the safety skills that we needed to learn to show up better in a partnership. Because while we were raised by generation after generation that said, life is hard, I'm not going to make it easier on you, that's exactly what we needed. We needed the softness. We needed the care for ourselves. We needed the tools that said, this is how you show up for you first. Because the partnership, a marriage, is not where one person dissolves into the other. It's when two whole people show up and say, I want you to be my anchor through the storm that life will give us. Because life's never going to get easier. But the person you pair up with, the person you partner with for life, should make it easier. But when we go into marriage with tools that were broken, that were only really there to protect ourselves from more harm, all we did was learn how to have partnerships that erased your identity, that allowed no space for the two of you to grow together. It left only room for ego. A different marriage means that you need...
It sounds like her ego. Okay? Space for your own identity. It sounds like your ego.
I've been a single mom for nearly 4 years at this point, and so often when we leave, we are constantly the ones being blamed. No matter how bad the man was, it's our fault that we leave, and it's our fault that our kids are going to turn into this stereotypical terrible people because they're only raised by us. So I don't know who needs to hear this today, but
No matter how bad the man was, you blame because you chose him. This is the thing, right? Let's say all the women we've seen, right? All the women we've seen. At the end of the day, you chose said man. I can never understand women in this sense, right? there are so many barriers, right? So many barriers, so many, let's say bus stops, right? So many bus stops. The bus stopped at first date, right? Did you like the man on the first date? The bus, that's where the bus stopped. You could get off. You didn't get off. Okay, fine. The bus stopped at, let's say, a year into a relationship, right? You're not in a relationship. A year into the relationship, the bus has stopped. Do you want to get off? Do you want to get off of this bus? Please tell me. You can get off. Oh, you didn't. Okay. You didn't stop, right? Okay. Now let's say this. The engagement. He proposed to you. The bus, you can get off of the bus right now. You can get off of the bus right now. That engagement, get off. Go ahead. You don't want it. He's too good of a guy. He's like, whatever, a bad man, whatever. You can get off of the bus. Oh, you don't want to get off of it? You don't want to get off. You don't want to get off of the bus. Okay, fine. Okay, marriage. Yeah. Like first year of marriage. Come on. It's only first year. First year of marriage. You can get off of that bus. Oh, you still don't want to get off of that bus. First year of marriage, you still don't want to get off? Okay, fine. Okay. I mean, fine. 5 years? Oh, 5 years you don't want to get off of that bus? You still don't want to get off? Okay. And then having a kid with a man? First kid, one kid with a man? You still don't want to get off of that bus? After one kid? Oh, okay, fine. Okay, sure. Let's continue riding that bus. Second kid? Third kid? You still don't want to get off that bus? Oh, no. Fourth kid, you want to get off of that bus. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Or, you know what? 20 years of marriage. Now you want to get off of that bus. That makes sense to me. So I'm sorry. You are to blame. This is the thing where women make it seem like they never had ways out of a relationship. Lots of time, bus don't even know its own stop or coordination. But this is the thing, right? We are adults. If the bus don't know it, if you don't know when to get off of that bus, you blame yourself. So here's a woman that says, right? Here's a woman.
I've been a single mom for nearly 4 years at this point, and so often when we leave, we are constantly the ones being blamed, no matter how bad
You're constantly the one being blamed, no matter how bad he is. I'm sorry, of course you're being blamed. It's your fucking life. It is your life. Whose life is it? Right? Even though you don't know when to get off of that bus, you don't know whatever, I'm sorry. Life ain't fair. That's not how life works. You're an adult. No one forces you. You choose your own life. That's the thing. Women dumb to take risk and hop on good-looking bus and hope it takes her where they need to go in life. I agree. Zyrax, I agree, my sister, right? We're on the same page in that. I agree. Okay? I agree. You chose your partner poorly. And you don't even blame yourself about it. And that's the problem. You choose your partner poorly and you don't blame yourself. I've said this before. I take 100% accountability, 100% for all of my relationships failures, right? All of my relationships failures, I take 100% accountability. 1, I chose her. I chose the woman. 2, I chose to stay with that woman. 3, I chose to make the actions I did in those relationships. If I didn't have boundaries, that is my fault. If I didn't have standards, if I allowed certain things to happen, that is my fault. No matter what terrible thing she did to me, I blame myself. I take 100% accountability. I don't blame the women. I don't. Because again, it's my life. That is accountability. That is my logic being consistent.
man was, it's our fault that we leave, and it's our fault that our kids are going to turn into this stereotypical terrible people because they're only raised by us. So I don't know who needs to hear this today, but this is a PSA general statement that women do.
Oh, this is the thing, right? The statement is that no, not all single mothers raise. Yeah, we 100% agree. That's love it. That's amazing. I love that, right? Two people that sometimes disagree can find common ground. I love that. This is that kind of space I want to cultivate, right? You can disagree with me, but hey, let's, find some common grounds, or let's agree to disagree. Right? But I want to say this, right? Not all single mothers, right, produce terrible future adults, but a lot of adults come from terrible mothers. So, figure it out.
Do not leave safe, supportive, loving men. We don't do it. We don't leave men that are stable. We don't leave healthy relationships. We're leaving for a solid reason.
That you pick men that are not stable. You pick men that are not safe. You pick men that are not supportive. This is the thing why I want to say this, right? This is a kind of a theory I have, right? Another theory I have. I believe a lot of women, not all women, I don't know how much, I don't know how many, but I would say a lot of women purposely, like in English said, right? They choose the loser. They purposely choose the loser. Purposely choose the loser because it gives them like the victimhood. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, right? He was a terrible man. It's not my fault. See, he was a terrible man. So I had to leave him. I had to leave him. I had to leave him because he was a terrible man. Instead of, you know what? Don't get attracted to the shitty men. Base men on their personality, on their characters, moralities, right? On their principles, on their standards. You know why they don't get with those? Why don't women get with emotionally intelligent men? Why women don't get with intelligent men? Why women don't get men with characters, moralities, all that shit? Because here's the thing. Most of the time, women will look like villains for leaving good men. Most of the time, women will look like villains for leaving good men. Right? Oh, God forbid women push that narrative that women leave good men. Women don't want to do that. Right? That will make women look bad. That will make women look bad if they push the narrative that women leave good men. So what do they do? Right? What do? They choose bad men. They're attracted to bad men. And this is the thing where women don't want to say this. I'm not really attracted to the good men, right? I'm not really attracted to them. He doesn't give me the spark. He doesn't give me the butterflies, right? He's not like he's not like a player. He doesn't bring drama into my life. He's not spicy. He's not exciting. So of course women do not want to look like the bad guy. And that is why they will date the shitty man.
Because the person we were with was not safe, was not stable, was not supportive, was not there for us, and was not any of those things for our kids either. So we had
kids. So was he like that when you were dating him? Was he like that the first month you were dating him? Was he like that the second, third, the year into dating him? Was he? Was he like that the first kid you had? Was he like that? Was this man who wasn't, like you said, he wasn't stable, loving, all this shit. Was he not like that when you gave him the first kid, the second kid, the third kid, the fourth? Was he? This is a thing where, was this man like a saint the first month you were with him? The second month, the third month, the year into dating him, was he a saint? Or was he never like this? Right? And you just thought he was good looking. And then you try to be with him. This is the problem, right? Women constantly choose men that they hope will change, right? They choose men they hope will change. And then they see that this man doesn't change. And now they said, I have to leave a terrible man. You were with a terrible man. You chose a terrible man.
had no other choice but to leave and start building a life that's built on a foundation of stability, that's built on a foundation of safety, that's built on a freaking foundation of peace. Stop trying to blame women for every single freaking thing in society, especially when it comes to leaving relationships. That's it. It's as simple as
No. With great power comes great responsibility. There's an amazing man, right? Amazing man once said, with great power comes great responsibility. What's the power? What's that power? Women's bodies. Women don't understand this, right? Men move mountains to be with women. Men move mountains to be with women, right? Your power is your body, right? Men want it, right? It's your love. It's you. You as a woman, men want it. So you have great power. So it's your responsibility, right? The buck starts with you, right? The starting point, right? The starting point starts with you. So I'm sorry, as much as you think it's misogynistic, the blame is on you. This is the thing, women don't realize their power. The men that are at the top, well, they will still be taken down a peg by women. Men's biggest, if not only weakness in the world, right? Men's biggest, if not only weakness in the world is women. How many great men have fallen because of women, right? I mean, there was recently, what is it? The college football coach, right? The college football coach. He cheated on his wife with another woman. The man had a contract for like, I don't know, 15 million. 15 million. The man had a contract for 15 million. He ruined his life for a woman. Right? He ruined his life for a woman. So women, it's like the buck starts with women. Right? Because men can destroy, men, like, seriously, men don't do shit because they love it. Men don't make millions because they just love it. No, they make millions to impress a woman, to impress women, to get women. Okay? That's what they do. Hell, the men that go MGTOW is because they've been hurt by women. They've been scorned by women. Men, right? Men know that in life, they need women. It has to be.
I moved away because I felt like I wasn't on his, I could never get on his level because I was kind of pushing myself, trying to force myself to get where he was.
So you moved away because he was winning?
It felt like I was pushing myself too hard. Like, it was stressful as fuck.
You left him because he was too perfect?
No, he at a point where I'm trying to get, but I couldn't get there. So I was getting aggravated. So I was like, you know what? He didn't tell me to leave. I did because I felt like I couldn't.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
I get it, but I don't get it because the same guy she broke up with is the same guy she'll be searching for. She didn't want to put in the work and decided to take the easy way out. Most women on social media say they want a high value man or a high earner man, but don't understand what it takes to keep them around.
Man should always make a way. I feel like I'm not gonna work my hands to the bones to provide. I'm not gonna work 16 to 20 hours a day or a week to provide for my family. You're the man. You have the penis. Go get a job. Get 3 jobs. My man has 2 jobs. Go get 7 jobs and 2 side hustles to buy me the things that I want because I'm a woman.
Man, she don't love you. She expects you to work 2 to 3 jobs to support her habits. She's only there for the benefits, and if things hit the fan, she'll be gone. Finding someone that won't mind getting their hands dirty and will put...
So I left an 8-year relationship this year. I'm 32 years old and I was supposed to get married last year. And I've got to be honest, it's been one of the most challenging years of my life. Not because the relationship was toxic, but because I knew in my heart that there was more for me, that I had to go my own path, that I had to learn more lessons. And to be honest, I wish I'd done it sooner. Because when we really truly tap into our heart space and our intuition, we know when something's not working or when something's not right for us. And I just want to remind you really that yes, it's going to be painful when we make these choices. Yes, it's going to be hard. But the person that you know you are inside lies on the other side of that fear. So think about it. Where would you rather be a year from today? Still living in something that isn't serving you, or truly on your authentic path? So I left an 8-year relationship this year.
You wonder why some men go MGTOW. Right? Even like Ingrid said, right? I'm lucky. I'm not destroyed by women yet. But I am MGTOW. You wonder why. This is the thing where I've said this before, right? This is the insanity. Men don't want to be destroyed. Men have feelings. Surprise, surprise. Men have emotions. Men have a heart. You don't realize how, I said this before, right? You guys saved me, right? This channel, creating content for you guys, talking to you guys, it saved me. After my ex broke up with me, right? After my last relationship broke up with me, I was depressed. I was destroyed. I was destroyed, okay? My last relationship destroyed me. It really did. I was teetering. I probably could have ended it all, right? I probably could have. But, you know, doing this channel, going on this journey, and talking to you guys, being with you guys, it brought me brought me away from the edge. But women don't realize the power they have. 8 years with this man. 8 years with this man. And you left him because you wanted more. You wanted something different. 8 years with this man, and you wanted something different. And then and the man is like, are you kidding me? I loved you. I gave you everything of me. I sacrificed for you. And you left me because you wanted different? You wanted more? I wasn't good enough? I tried my best, and I wasn't good enough. Yet you stayed with me for so many years, right? You stayed with me for so many years, and yet I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough, even though you stayed with me for so many years. You allowed me to give you everything I could have given you, right? You allowed me to try my best for you, and yet you still left me. Thank you. This is why some men don't want to be destroyed. They might as well just walk away now, right? Which is, I feel bad for certain men, right? I feel bad for my brothers because it's not impossible to find a woman. It's not impossible to find a good woman. But more and more, as time goes on, it gets improbable, right? It gets harder. I'm not saying it's impossible. Plenty of good women out there. Plenty. It just gets harder, right? And even the good women will have high standards, which is fine. I agree. Women should have standards. But here's the thing. You still may not fit the good women's standards.
Y'all, I really just fumbled one of the most sweetest men that I have ever met. When y'all come into these dating relationships, y'all really gotta have y'all shit together. Especially when you got a good person by your side, a person that's willing to deal with your bullshit. And when I say a person that's willing to deal with your bullshit, some of y'all gotta understand the difference between consistently causing drama and chaos in somebody's life and just the day-to-day BS that you got going on. So we have finally got to a space in our relationship where things was really going smooth. And because I had so much shit going on in my life and I did not know how to regulate my emotions, I ended up losing a good man. Not only that, my attitude, my mood swings was off the roof. And yes, y'all gonna say like, oh, well, that's what comes with being a girl. No, you need to learn how to control that. Because everybody is not going to want to deal with your attitudes and your mood swings all the time. Y'all, it really took me to be selfless and to understand that if I did not give our relationship a break, I would literally have been his downfall. If we stay together, I may be the reason why we break up and probably never talk again. And I could really sit here and take accountability for the simple fact that I was really the problem. And now that I know that, I'm going to work on myself because I know that I want this man and I'm going to get what I want. But I know that he deserves a better side of me. He deserves a healed, calm side of me. Ladies, it's okay to admit that you were the one that fumbled a good man. Y'all are really just fumbled.
I admit her accountability, right? But this is the thing. Women do leave good men. That's the point. So, what do you guys think? Thank you, everyone, for being here. Pfeiffer, thank you. Thank you for, the compliment. All right, so I got this video. Let's check it out, right? Let's check this video out.
Red pill content. According to a CBC report, men are bringing red pill ideas into their marriages by demanding obedience and treating their wives like subordinates. A Canadian family lawyer says he's seeing a trend of men getting sucked into misogynistic ideals and the marriage starts to unravel.
I was a person that used to be in the red pill community. I was a person that used to be in...
Had discussed their experiences and how they felt that their feminist views or the feminist views that they had in their youth, or at least their interpretation of those beliefs and views, had negatively impacted them when it came to their love life as well as their aspirations to have families. Today we are visiting the other side of that coin, which is the manosphere or the red pill. Today we're going to be looking at a few stories of some men who chose to be very candid online about the ways in which they found the red pill or the manosphere negatively impacted them in their love lives or negatively impacted the way that they interacted with women in their personal love lives, and just kind of having a look.
This is what I want to say, right? So she's saying, right? This is the thing what she just said, right? How some men or some people, right, will blame the red pill or men's content for how their love life is. Stop being a fool. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming others for your actions. Okay? Stop blaming others for your actions. I've watched, this is a thing where I don't blame men's content. I don't blame women. I don't blame anybody for my dating life, right? Be an actual functioning adult, right? One of the things, this is a thing where already that kind of point, that kind of mindset shows you that you don't even watch men's content. Because I can tell you this, right? One of the biggest tenet of red pill is accountability. And so many men, I can tell you this, right? I'm holding men accountable, right? I'm holding men accountable. If you don't understand accountability as a man, you're not watching red pill. If you are not understanding accountability as a man, you are not watching red pill. You're not watching men's content, right? You are one of those sheeps that are so stupid that like have such low IQ, you don't understand nothing, right? You only want to pick and choose the really, crazy stuff and listen to that. One of the biggest tenet, right, that most men put out is understanding accountability. You have no one to blame but yourself. No one to blame but yourself. I don't blame women. I don't. Okay? Now, I blame myself for choosing the terrible ones. All right?
To see how the other side are also finding issues, because why not have some balance, So the first post comes from this fella who wrote, "How the red pill ruined the best relationship I ever had. A brutally honest post-mortem." This is hard to write, but I must find closure, clarity, and perhaps help someone else. A few months ago, I was dating a woman who, by all metrics, should have been the one. Beautiful, politically and ideologically aligned, sharp and rare in her values. We met on Hinge through a rather unconventional and edgy exchange. Let's just say we both have a similar dissenting takes on geopolitics. We clicked instantly. Our personalities mirrored each other. We laughed, connected. For a while, it was beautiful. But I sabotaged it. Not because I cheated, not because I stopped caring, but because I let ideology poison my ability to love. I allowed myself to be consumed by red pill content, not just the surface level dating tips, but the entire worldview. Hypergamy, frame, SMV. If anyone knows what SMV stands for, let us know in the comments, because I don't know. And while it does offer some useful critique of modern dating and gender roles, it's also a reactionary trap, especially when applied without a deep understanding of grace, selflessness, or faith.
This is the stupidity, right? So you blame hypergamy is a real thing, but you are clicking with a woman. You are clicking with a woman and you blame red pills thoughts on hypergamy. That what? Did you this is the stupidity, right? So let's hypothetically, we'll probably hear more about it, but let's give it a hypothetical scenario. So hypergamy, right? So what are you doing, right? You're dating this woman and saying, you know what? I think, you're just gonna leave me because I don't make enough for you. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? It's like, right? Because women like hypergamy, which women do, right? What woman wouldn't want a man that makes more than her? Right? What woman wouldn't want that? But since you are such a low IQ man, you couldn't process it correctly. So this is a thing where red pill isn't a prescription, right? It's a description. That's the thing. Red pill isn't a description. It doesn't tell you what to do. Red pill doesn't tell you what to do. It just describes the world so you can wake up from it. So you're not living in a delusion. Right? It's like, oh my God, this woman left me for a rich man. Why? Why would she leave me? I was such a... It wakes you from a fucking delusion. That's the point. But then how do you use it, right? It's just to wake you up from the delusion. So you don't go out to the real world and it's like, you know what? All these women don't want me because they just want rich men. Are you stupid? That's the insanity. Stop blaming other people for how you interpreted information. Stop it. And again, yeah, hypergamy only works for women who have shallow values. Did your woman that you were talking to, was she shallow? Was she a shallow person? What did she give off a selfish personality? Right? If she didn't, why the fuck would you talk about that? Right? Red pill doesn't necessarily, all women are like this. Red pill doesn't do that. All women are hypergamous. Right? All women will leave you for a rich man. What the hell are you talking about? That's like, seriously. This is why so many men lack critical thinking.
I started viewing her not as a unique human being, but as a statistical avatar of female nature. I stopped listening and started lecturing.
You stopped listening and lecturing. Where is that in the Red Pill handbook? Where is that in the Red Pill handbook that tells you, men, you need to stop listening and start lecturing women? I will never fucking lecture women, right? I don't lecture women. This is a thing where, let's say this, right? A lot of times when I'm talking to a woman, all right, and I will say this, right? I want to have a respectful conversation. I want to have a back and forth, right? Intellectual conversation. Lecturing women? Are you stupid? What person wants to be lectured? You want to blame Red Pill that you stop looking at her as a unique human being. You want to blame that. You want to blame Red Pill that you stop listening to her and start lecturing her. You want to blame that on Red Pill? I'm sorry. This is why men are a lot of men. I'm holding men accountable. This is why you're stupid. You lack critical thinking. You lack accountability. Like literally, you blame an ideology, but yet you don't blame yourself.
Present and started analyzing. I let myself believe that love was a weakness. Vulnerability was.
And this is one thing, like, again, yes, Red Door said it, right? Red Pill is to educate men, make them aware of what's happening in society, 100%. I only hear from Red Pill is to do better in life. Exactly. Right? A lot of the prescriptions, again, pick and choose, right? Let me say this, right? One of Fresh and Fits, right? Fresh and Fits, Myron Gaines, popular, talking point. Have a body count of 50, right? But that's not Red Pill ideology. That's his own, right? He's not the creator of Red Pill. That is his own viewpoint. I said something different. No, don't have a body count of 50. Having a high body count is not good for men or women, right? That puts trauma on you, right? That jades you. That's poisonous. That's not a good thing, right? Having a high body count is not a good thing for men and women. So I don't say that, okay? I don't say that. I would say men have good morality, have a good principle. If you don't want a woman with a high body count, you shouldn't have one. Plain and simple. If you don't want a woman to have a high body count, you shouldn't have one. Have consistent logic, right? Be consistent. That is the thing. Men, be consistent.
Failure and leadership meant dominance rather than sacrifice. And while she tried to love me, not because I was high value in some material sense, I'm still in grad school, broke and disorganized, but because she saw something good in me. I didn't return that love. I filtered her every shortcoming through a lens of disdain rather than empathy. Eventually, she lost attraction. Who wouldn't?
So she tried to love you. You saw that, right? This is the problem, right? I've said this before. How so many people, right? And here I'm going to say, right? This man lacked accountability. So she tried to love me. So you knew she was trying to love you. You knew she was trying to love you. You knew it. Yeah, you didn't think about that. Like, but not because, and you aren't a high value man. So you aren't a high value man, yet you prescribe hypergamy onto this woman who was trying to love you. Yet you blame Red Pill. It's like, are you stupid? Right? It's like, and you didn't return her love. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, where's the Red Pill logic in that? Oh, don't return a woman's love that's loving you. That's rip. It's like, again, like, this is a thing where you can dissect someone's stupidity. You can dissect someone's stupidity. I'm holding men accountable. Weaponry. Red Pill is just accurate information, giving advice. It's not Red Pill. People seem not to understand that. This is the thing. It's like, exactly, right? It's just information. How you go about it, blame your fucking self, right? How you use information. This is the thing, right? Okay. If you learn karate, right? You've learned karate, and then you start beating up people, and now you want to blame your kung fu master. You want to blame your karate master. If you use the gun, right, and start killing people, you want to blame the gun, not yourself, right? In a world where people don't understand accountability, it is tiring. Stop blaming everything. This is the thing where you blame God. You want to blame God, right? You want to blame God for your misfortune. When you know what? You spend your money like you're stupid, right? You have STDs because you have sex with a whole lot of women without a. It's like you constantly do stupid shit, but you want to blame God for it. Absolutely idiotic. They don't want to listen to men. Then again, this is the thing. This is why a lot of men. I'm sorry, a lot of men are not. This is why I said this. I said this before, right? The men that follow me aren't your typical, men that, in this space, because I will hold even the men that follow me accountable, right? I believe you men are smart, are not stupid, are not sheep. And I've said this before. Do not agree with me 100%. Do not agree with anyone 100%. Make up your own mind. Process the information yourself. We are all adults. We are all adults. Don't blame others for your stupidity.
I became emotionally unavailable, critical and dogmatic. She told me I was too much, that she felt smothered, and when she pulled back, I panicked, chased and texted too much, and desperation never works. I wrote her a heartfelt letter owning up to everything. She said, quote, "That's sweet, baby cakes." That was her way of saying goodbye. Later, she admitted that she just didn't feel the same anymore. She said she cared for me, didn't want to hurt me, but it was done. Red Pill logic told me she was just being hypergamous.
Why? That's not Red Pill logic. Red Pill logic told you she was being hypergamous. Why? Nothing you said showed you that she was being hypergamous. Literally, you said that she was loving you. You said she was loving you. You said that you weren't a high value man. So how was she being hypergamous? How? This is the stupidity of so many people, right? You can't blame an ideology, and yet, so you can take away no blame for himself, right? This is a thing where I don't blame feminism, right? I don't blame feminism, the idea of you want equality, right? Women want equality. No, I blame the feminists. I blame the feminists because those bitches are stupid. Those bitches are insane. I blame the feminists, right? Even though I say feminism is dangerous because, you know, old school feminists is different. Like, you want equality? Fine, I can understand that. Today, what is feminism now? It's not about equality. So that's the difference, right? That's the thing where I put more blame on the feminists, but feminism has been poisonous, right? Because here's the thing where at the end of the day, what is it doing? Again, the true thing is the feminist that I want to talk about, right? Same thing with, it's how men use this logic. If you use that logic to just blame the world, blame everyone else but yourself, then it's your fault.
Chasing the next guy. But the truth?
You can't blame the philosophy. You're correct. That's what I said. You can't blame the philosophy. I blame the stupid people who, honestly, fourth wave. I mean, like, this is the thing, the modern day feminism, right? Modern day feminist.
She was patient, tolerant, and communicative, and I destroyed the emotional intimacy that made her want to stay. The red pill didn't ruin my relationship. I did, because I clung to theory instead of embracing love. I treated her like a projection.
Well, look at that. So, at the end of the day, right? It's kind of what is it? Hypocritical, right? I mean, he said red pill logic told me something. Red pill didn't ruin my relationship. It's like, I mean, pick a lane.
Instead of a person. At least, to be fair, because he's still really young, he still has a lot of time to course correct because he's at least self-aware enough to realize where he went wrong in this relationship. And so I can't imagine that it's going to harm him too much because he's going to have multiple opportunities to find someone new and to learn from the mistakes that he's made within this particular situation. But this is just one example of how some people just get way too invested and too deep into some of these ideologies to the point where it just ends up sabotaging their relationships with people, because rather than kind of being present in the moment and reacting to what's currently happening in that moment in time, they're trying to live their life through these ideological lenses, which sometimes aren't realistic and aren't really practical. Then there was also this video that was circulating where Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit was confronted by one of his viewers who stated that they've watched his content, they followed some of the stuff that he was saying, but they actually found it to have been quite detrimental to them in terms of how they were treating women and how they were viewing women. And once they let go of those beliefs and they found God, they actually found that they had much healthier relationships with women and ended up getting married.
So can I ask a quick synopsis of what you think the prescription is for society today for men? In a short version, what do you think they should do to be successful with women?
I've talked about this. I think guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say 100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right, sexual body count.
All right, and then is that the last one?
And then there's one more, but that's fine. You could go ahead and engage with what I've said so far.
So the reason I asked that is I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did, and it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I have...
Here's the thing where I find it kind of stupid, right? Let's say hypothetical, right? I've seen this video before. Let's give it a hypothetical. Are you saying that every man that follows Jesus Christ has found the woman of his dream, has found a woman that he's married? Every man that has followed Jesus Christ is now married with a wife and a family. Are you saying that? Probably not, right? We can probably look at stats and, actual studies that show you that's not true. Because here's the thing where this man is being disingenuous. We keep on forgetting, right? Your life is a journey. It's a path, right? So how you took that path led you to the place you are now. So because why I say that is that, let's imagine this. However he is, let's hypothetical, he's 40. Let's say that. 20 years ago, right? Instead of following the path of, let's say, whatever Myron said, right? Whatever Myron said him to do. Instead of doing that, 20 years ago, right? Instead of following the path, religious simp, following the path that Myron said him to follow, he just went straight to following Jesus Christ. Would you think he would still led that same path and found his wife? Would he? Right? Would he? I would not think so. Because again, we don't realize that a lot of times the path we take lead us to the end point that we have. Right? A lot of times the path we take leads us to the end point that we are living in. So this whole like the whole butterfly effect, right? I mean, you guys should know the whole butterfly effect, right? You step on a butterfly, you go to you go to the past and you step on a butterfly and it goes a ripple wave, right? Of changes. So you step on a butterfly in the past, you go to the future, and like now, I don't know, butterfly giants are all around, right? The butterfly effects. So all the steps he made, right? All the steps he made in his life led him to the life he's living right now. So if he did something different, he probably wouldn't live the life he lives now. That's the thing. That's why that's kind of the stupidity of a lot of men. He would have found a dude if it wasn't for my fitness. Could be.
I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt...
Congratulations, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray, because I'm a walking example of it.
So would it be fair to say that when you went through that experience, you were able to identify characteristics that you probably found as unredeemable and you probably wouldn't want to commit to, right?
In what way?
Well, when you were seeing these women, right, you probably started seeing patterns in how they behave, how they speak, or whatever. Maybe they're not qualified to be a wife. Because the thing is, right?
But here's also a thing, right? For a man to be able to get, like, let's say a body count of 50, which I'm not here to say supporter. I said I'm not really supportive of that. Don't be a hypocrite, right? Don't want a woman with a low body count with you having a high body count. But here's the thing. To be the type of man that can get a woman, that can get 50 women, right, to sleep with you, means that you have some value to yourself, right? You have some value to yourself, either your looks, your charm, or your wealth. So again, that probably leads you to the ability to get the wife that you have now, because you have the ability to get women, right? Even though you stop trying to get random women, but that helped you too.
I don't need that. I have the Bible for that. It tells me what to look for.
Yeah, but the thing is that you were able, and again, you're probably not going to notice it, but when you dated and dealt with all these women, you probably were able to identify characteristics that you were not fond of, or characteristics that would make a woman not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. And I think half the game is figuring out which girls don't qualify for marriage versus which ones that do. And clearly you learned a skill set on how to become attractive and get women, and then you're able to identify the things that you like versus the things that you don't like. And I mean, even in your success story, you had to go through a lot of bad women to be able to identify your current wife as the one. So failures are good. They're good.
Yeah, failures, failures in the sense of socioeconomic or maybe even relationship failures could be good. But there's a difference with what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're warned against our soul. Jesus Christ commands us to marry one woman. That's it.
Sure.
And what you were causing me to do was sin against myself. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. It's immoral.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take personal responsibility, bro. Because here's the reality.
No, I do, 100%.
Yeah, so
very publicly, I have in front of over 40,000 people. I've done that.
Yeah, great. But the point I'm trying to make is I teach guys a skill set, right? If I give you a gun and you shoot yourself in the foot, is that my fault? If I taught you how to properly use it, how to disarm it, disassemble it, how to load the magazine in properly, all that. If I give you the skill set, then you shoot yourself in the foot, right? is that really my fault? No, I just arm you with the skill set. Then you choose what you want to do with it. Now, obviously,
Well,
you
no,
wanted to go
it's
on
predatory,
you wanted to
because men
go
are
toward
hurting.
a sex escapade, which is, I guess, fine. But the reality is, I armed you with the tools to become an attractive guy, and you utilize that. You can't come back and get mad
No,
and
you
say,
didn't arm me
"Oh,
with that. I became attractive when I followed Jesus. That was it.
Oh, okay.
I do find it really interesting how Myron is like, you should sleep with 50 women, and then when this guy says that he basically did that and it actually had a negative impact on him and it had a negative impact on how he was viewing women, then Myron is suddenly like, oh well, that's on you, bro. You know, like you got.
That is on him. Listen, is this generation honestly stupid? I grew up on a generation, right? I grew up in a generation where my parents would say, if all your friends jump off of the bridge, right? Jump off of a bridge, would you jump off a bridge too? Right? So if Myron says, go sleep with 50 women, yet you chose to do it, you want to blame Myron for saying it. Did he put a gun to your head? Did he force you to go sleep with 50 women? It is on you. It is on you. Again, this whole video showing you that so many men lack accountability. Myron says, oh, you know what? All of you should send me all your money. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? And then blame, oh my God, Myron just made me broke because I sent all my money to him. Are you stupid? Are you not adults? Can't you make your own logic? Can't you make your own decision? We have a saying in the Catholic Church back in the Philippines. The God only watch and the people do the work. This is the thing, right? It is your hands that did whatever you did through your life. God is not the reason he has a wife. It's his own way. That's the thing. He chose to do it, not God. Exactly. It's like, this is the thing where I'm not a Bible thumper, but I do know this. God gave us free will, right? Right? That's one of the things in the Bible, right? God gave people free will. You chose to do what you did. You can't blame someone else for the choices of your life, right?
Or take accountability. But then interestingly, when the guy says that he's now married, Myron is then like, oh well, you know, that's probably because you watch my content and you probably gained some knowledge from that in terms of what to look for in a woman or how to vet the right woman to the point where you ended up getting married. The reason I find this interesting is because Myron seems very keen to take credit for this guy's successes, but has absolutely no interest whatsoever in taking credit for any of his failures, which is
But I find it's funny too, right? Okay, fine. True, right? Which is true. But here's the thing. So it could be the flip side, right? The man blamed his failures on Myron's, but doesn't attribute his success to Myron. So the flip is be consistent with your logic, right? Be consistent with your logic. You can't blame your failures on someone else, yet don't attribute your success to those people too, right? With the same people who said that, oh, your success, I talk about, your success. I contribute to success, not your failures. Well, be consistent, right? At the end of the day, success or failures, it is 100% you. That is why, that's my consistent logic. Success or failures is 100% you. Again, right? God, yep, exactly. It gave freedom to do such. Guidance and wisdom. However we use it.
There's also something that I saw in my last video too. A lot of people saying feminism isn't what destroyed these women's love lives, or isn't what negatively impacted these women's love lives. They are the ones who are responsible for negatively impacting their own love lives. But I would bet that if those women had reported positive experiences as a result of feminism and attributed those positive experiences to feminism, people would have accepted that. People would have said, yeah, sure. yeah, feminism probably is the reason why you had that opportunity or why you were able to do that thing. I highly doubt they would still turn around in that situation and say, oh, no, feminism had nothing to do with that. You did that all on your own. My point is that, yes, while people should absolutely have personal responsibility and take accountability for their own actions and their own choices, because ultimately you are the one who chooses what you listen to and what you choose to ignore, I also think that ideologies and thought leaders, people who influence the way people think and who offer prescriptions on how people should live their lives, also do bear some responsibility. Not all of it, but part.
Let me say this, right? Maybe this is controversial. They bear no responsibility. This is the problem I have, right? I don't believe thought leaders, right? Content creators, all this shit bear any responsibility because they're not pointing a gun to your head. They're not forcing you. We have to stop this mentality, right? Because it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope you go down, right? If someone else bears a bit of responsibility for your actions, then it wouldn't be surprising that you push all of the blame on the other person, right? Two things can be true at once. They probably gave you bad advice, but it is your fault for taking it. So their responsibility is, to themselves, right? Again, at the end of the day, human beings, we're selfish people, right? They will look out for them. You gotta look out for you. This is why I've said this countless times before. And if you are an OG watcher of me, I've said this countless times before. Do not agree with me 100%. Right? Be your own adult. Take the information I say or whatever, process it yourself. Okay? Be your own fucking adult. That's the thing. Don't blame. No, again, I will try my best. Right? I'm not perfect, but I would try my best to be consistent for the rest of my life. Right? To be consistent for the rest of my life. Right? I've said this to plenty of women too. The man you see before you will be the man you see at my deathbed. So I won't change who I am. I won't. So if you love me for me, then you love me for me. Right? That's the thing. If you think that, I want to be with this man, but hope he changes sometime, then stop that shit. Stop it with that bullshit.
Part of the responsibility for people's outcomes, good or bad. I don't think people should put themselves in the position of being thought leaders or people who can encourage people to live certain lifestyles or to live their lives in a certain way, yet simultaneously wash their hands of any of the negative consequences or negative outcomes that come from that. Not everybody benefits from the same advice. Some people might really benefit from these beliefs and from following these ideologies because it suits their personality and it suits their desires and what kind of outcomes that they want to have. But there are also going to always be those people who have negative outcomes from following this stuff, because it's not possible for the things that you teach people or the things that you encourage people to do to always work out. Even medication.
I love that, right? System said, my mom says to embrace my mistake as part of my journey, using it to strengthen my resolve and character. Exactly. That's why the other man, right? His failures shaped who he was, right? His failures are a part of his life. It's his journey. It promotes who he is, right? That's the thing where I said this before, right? Again, we have to learn to take accountability for our lives. We have to learn that, right?
Comes with side effects. So some people benefit from taking a medication and it saves their lives. Some people get more sick and they experience a whole list of issues.
English, exactly. Yeah, your mom is wise. Your mom is mad wise.
And that's just the reality of life. Not everybody's gonna fit into a one-size-fits-all solution. For some people, it can be beneficial. For some people, it can harm them. But if you are so insistent on taking credit for successes, you have to also take credit for the failures that happen as a result of people subscribing to your way of life or your teachings. I don't agree with this picking and choosing what you want to take credit for. Happy to take credit for the successes, refusing to take credit for the failures. That, to me, no. But anyways.
I kind of agree, right? That's why I don't, like, if you guys are successful, that is your, you know, celebrate that, right? It's on you. You guys created your success. If you guys are failures, well, you guys are losers, right? You know, wake up, move, do better.
Moving on, we also have this guy who struggled with the fact that his girlfriend...
Hey, you know, I mean, you know, people are selfish from time to time. It's understandable.
Friend had 6 previous sexual partners before him, and so he made this post online to try and get some help with coping with that, I guess. So he posted, "The red pill beliefs destroying a beautiful relationship need help." So I recently realized that my beliefs were really damaging. I realized these old red pill and evolutionary psychology beliefs that empowered me also unequivocally make me feel like a loser compared to everyone she's had uncommitted sex with. So I wrote down the beliefs I hold, and while I know some of them sound insane, I would really like your confirmation that they are false. I feel like it's the only hope I have. So the beliefs that are destroying the relationship are: women give sex and men have to earn it. If men are worthy for a short-term fling, they are more chosen than a man chosen for a relationship. A man who gets it without commitment is superior to the one who needs to commit or show explicit signs that he wants to commit. The top 1 to 20% of men are the ones getting the most sex, so it's likely that the men she slept with are better than me. Women...
Okay, let's say this, right? Let's read this. Here's the ideology of destroying his thing. Women give sex and men have to earn it. I mean, you do have to earn it, right? I mean, in a way where, I mean, you have to be something, right? If you are an absolute, you know, basement dweller, loser, do you think women give it to you like that? No. If men are worthy for short-term fling, they are more chosen than a man chosen for a relationship. No, right? I don't, that's not true, right? Short-term fling, then she just valued you on superficial shit. Okay? So, no, a man who gets sex without commitment is superior than one who needs commitment or show explicit signs that he wants to commit. Here's the thing where, again, like this commitment thing, right? It depends on what you want. Men have to understand. Depends on what you want. Do you want short-term flings or do you want commitment? Most men want commitment, in my opinion. So, superior to what? Are there men better looking than you? Yeah, of course. Are there men taller than you? Yeah. Are there men more wealthier than you? Fucking yes. So what? Yes, there are men superior than you. Who are you? This is the insanity. Who are you to think that you are better than anyone else? Stop it. Stop thinking shit like that. The top 1 to 20% of men are getting most of the sex. Probably, yeah. So it's likely that the men she slept with are better than me. Here's the problem. You think that like the top 20% of men are sleeping with all women? Then you're crazy. Like, one man is not sleeping with 1 million women. Are you stupid? Like, I mean, that's idiotic. You think one man is sleeping with millions of women? I mean, like, top 20% of men, they're not sleeping with, like millions upon millions of women. So no, and this is a thing where, let's say, so it's likely that the man she slept with are better than me. Well, where are they now? Where are these men that are better than you? Where are they now? Why is she not with them? Stop being a stupid idiot.
Explicit signs that he wants to commit. The top 1 to 20% of men are the ones getting the most sex, so it's likely that the men she slept with are better than me. Women present a
loving, committed personality when they are in love with a long-term mate, and a different, more sexual personality when they are with a highly attractive short-term mate. So the short-term sex partner sees more of her true nature, so he wins. What is her true nature? It's like, you think like you think her true nature is a more sexual personality when they are with a highly attractive short-term mate? How this is the thing where, again, discernment. You gotta understand, you gotta have discernment, right? What is her true nature? And a woman that, you know what, just wants to, again, I say this, be consistent. Do you want a woman with a high body count? Right? Because if you're not a man with a high body count, why want a woman with a high body count? Right? Choose a woman that has discernment, right? That has value in herself. Why are you choosing a woman that has a bunch of short-term partners? Don't do that, right? Most men who date are just looking to get laid. Men who sleep with my girlfriend just used her for sex. She allowed it. This makes them the winners over me. What? Most men who date are just looking to get laid. I mean, here's the thing where I don't have statistics on that, but in my honest opinion, I think most men, right? Most men, right, don't get laid that easily. So most men are looking for long-term relationships. They're looking for actual relationships. So just something consistent, something stable. Men who slept with my girlfriend just used her for sex. I mean, how would you even know that? Like certain things, like this is the problem where you are too much into thinking this, right? That's a stupid. Why are you? It's like, God, like that makes them the winners over me. I mean, did you just want to use her for sex too? Because where are these men that just use your girlfriend for just sex? I mean, is that what you want? Again, a lot of these men have to understand, what do you want from this woman? Just sex or commitment? Right? If you got commitment from her, and then you say those other men who just got sex from her, they're winners. I mean, come on, what would you want? And here's the thing where it's called discernment, right? Why choose a woman that dealing with men just for sex? How about choose a woman with a bit of morality to her? When a woman has sex with a new guy, it emotionally damages her somewhat. Sex in the future becomes a little less meaningful to her. Therefore, guys who got to her earlier won over the guys who has her now. Here's the thing, right? This is part right here is the part of body count. Why are you getting with a woman who has, let's say, 50, a body count of 50? Because again, I've said this before. If you're a man with a low body count, date a woman who's not slinging it around, right? Date a woman who most of our time she's had sexual partners are with actual partners, right? Long-term partners. It's like, are you trying to date women with who are 304s? This is a problem. Are you trying to date women that are 304s? I don't understand that, right? Do you want commitment or not? Life is a journey, not a guided tour. You are responsible for the path you take. Exactly. 100%. 100%.
Loving, committed personality when they are in love with a long-term mate, and a different, more sexual personality when they are with a highly attractive short-term mate. So the short-term sex partner sees more of her true nature, so he wins. But how would he see more of her true nature if he was short-term? If she only slept with them, at what point would he have really been able to see her true nature? Because there is more to her nature than just sex. So I'm not sure what that means.
And that's why that was stupid on the man.
Most men who date are just looking to get laid. I don't know, I feel like this is a stereotype. I could be wrong, I don't know. But I would say that most men, I don't think men and women are as different as we are portrayed to be, or as some people think we are. I think the vast majority of men and women want to have meaningful relationships. I could be wrong though. But I do think most women and most men would like to have a meaningful relationship at some point.
I agree.
Even if they might not necessarily want that immediately, they most of them do desire to have that at some point.
And that's not red pill ideology. Red pill ideology isn't most men want to have just sex.
some point in their lives. Like I said, let me know if I'm wrong. Most men who date are just looking to get laid. Men who slept with my girlfriend just used her. She allowed it. This makes them the winner over me. When a woman has sex with a new guy, it emotionally damages her somewhat. Sex in the future becomes less meaningful for her. Therefore, guys who got to her earlier won over the guy who has her now. Younger women are always more valuable. So if a guy slept with her when she was younger, even by a couple of years,
Younger woman is always more valuable. So if a guy slept with her when she was younger, he got something better than me that I will never have. Here's the thing: what do you value, right? I mean, it is true that a lot of things that men value is youth and beauty, right? But again, what do you value? I mean, did you? It's like this is the problem when like you don't process information correctly, right? This is a problem when some men don't process information correctly. It does two things can be true at once. Yes, the woman you probably dating will probably have been, prettier when she was younger. Cool. Does it mean that she's uglier now? You're dating her. It's like stop. This is the thing where comparison, right? Is the thief of joy, right? Constantly always comparing. Oh my God, the man, that man did have better than me. So fucking what? Do you not want it? I mean, like, this man is always constantly comparing to other men. It's like, seriously, why are you trying to seek validation from other men? Are you dating the woman? Or are you dating men? Right? Are you dating that woman? Or are you dating men? Right? If she's your girlfriend, right? But you also have to have discernment. Why are you dating women that has a body count of 100? Why? Why are you dating women that, don't value herself and just have a whole lot of sexual partners? Why are you doing that?
he got something better than me than I will ever have. More masculine men, more social men, taller men are always more attractive than more sensitive, more introverted, average height men. These are probably the same high/middle school jerks that have beat me my whole life, and they also beat me to my girlfriend's vagina. Well, that's a very vulgar way of putting it, but straight to the point, I guess. I don't know. I think this level of adherence...
You see that, right? What he said, what he said right there shows you that he has no self-esteem, right? He has no value in himself. This is why I've said this, right? One of the things why I love the MGTOW movement is that these are the men that focus on themselves, right? They focus on valuing themselves. This is, I find this funny, right? You blame so much on Redpill, yet you don't use one of the other Redpill, principles. Value yourself, right? Don't be a fucking loser. Don't be a loser. Value yourself, right? Self-respect, self-value, care about yourself. Like, seriously, where's the value? Are you at your best version? Probably not, because if that's how you're thinking about yourself. So really, this is the thing where you blame so much on Red Pill, yet you didn't took any of the good points, right? You didn't took any actual things, right? Again, all the things you said, like understanding women's nature, it doesn't mean that just put a blanket statement on every single woman, right? And honestly, it doesn't also improve. You didn't improve yourself. You didn't improve yourself mentally to learn that, you know what? Again, are you trying to date a virgin? It's like, did you wish you were there when she was like, the first man she met? I mean, like, seriously.
To the manosphere or to Red Pill teachings is not normal. I don't know many people who'd be like, oh, because you were with my girlfriend 2 years ago, you got the most valuable version of her because I got to her when she was 2 years older. I've never heard anyone talking like that. Usually,
yes, no one does. This is why. This is the problem when you want to interpret things how you want to interpret things, not how it actually is.
When I hear people within the Red Pill space talk about younger women being more valuable, they're comparing women who are like decades, like at least a decade apart. So they'll say things like, women in their 20s are more valuable than women in their 30s or women in their 40s. I've not really heard anyone go as far as to say like a 22-year-old woman is drastically less valuable than a 20-year-old woman. Like I think that's a bit much. Women retroactively change their memories of their past to fit their current relationship. For instance, a past very passionate relationship will be explained away as empty, unsatisfying. So the comparison you hear, even if it's very favorable, like you're the best romantic partner I've ever had, can't be trusted. I can imagine that it's probably extremely exhausting to be in a relationship with someone like this, because you literally can't win. If you say positive things about them, then you're lying. Nothing that can't be trusted. But if you were to say like negative things, I'm sure that they would believe that to be true. So they're just constantly in like a bias feedback loop. There's nothing she can do or say that would.
What is that? The alpha widow ideology that he's trying to talk about? Seriously, man. It's like, this is the problem when you have no self-esteem, when you have no self-respect, no self-love. That's what happens. It's like you think every woman is alpha widowed. Not every woman is. It's to recognize the women that are, right? It's to recognize the women that are. But when you assume that every woman is, that is the problem.
Disprove his internal philosophy, because even when she tries to contradict what he thinks about himself, he can't trust that. But if she was to say something that would confirm it, he would probably believe it. So it's like, what can you really do? Sexual relationships are inherently adversarial. Women will bait a provider type by pretending to be more focused on long-term commitment, and a player male type will trick a woman into sleeping with him by doing the same. So I get a false version of my girlfriend, and she was only used by past men. Women are repulsed by weakness, so you should never show vulnerability or you will reduce your attraction.
Oh my God, English, is that true? My God, I'm sorry, my brother. That is terrible. Wow. I'm sorry, my brother, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you've been through that. This is the thing where I've said this, right? That is very terrible what you went through. It is. One of the things I want you to, I hope that you can develop, right? Is the self-love, is the self-respect. Is the creation of boundary, understanding of boundaries, being the best version of yourself. Okay, having boundaries, standards, right? I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to get away from MGTOW. I'm saying that Machiavelli, what's up, my brother? What is up? Thank you for being here, my brother. Is that continue on your journey to being the best version of yourself. Respecting yourself, because at the end of the day, then you know what is best for your life, right? You know what's best for your journey. Don't let trauma, right? Don't let trauma dictate your life, my brother, right? Don't let the bad things in your life dictate how the rest of your life will go. Don't allow it. Don't allow it to destroy you. That's the thing. Don't allow the trauma to destroy you. Right? Be strong, my brother. Right? Use it as strength. Use it as determination. Use it as a boundary where you're not letting things hold you back. Persevere, my brother. Right? But I'm sorry that those things happen to you. Again, this is the thing where I'm talking about, right? The things that men go through as well.
Activeness. A woman's most valuable thing to give is sex. Not commitment, connection, time, love, but sex. So the sex those men got is more valuable than anything additional she could give me. The more sex a woman has, the less valuable they are. Yeah, I don't personally think that this level of adherence to these principles is normal by any means. I'm not even going to try and say that most guys who like the red pill or listen to the red pill take it to this level of extreme. I think this is a bit much, but it is interesting to see that some people do take it this far. And it is.
And I got it right. Extremists are the worst part of anything, right? Extremists are the worst part of everything. And that's the problem. When you can't think for yourself and you live by the ideology, yeah, you've lost it.
Quite interesting to see that some people are literally sticking to these principles and following them to a T, to the point where it's kind of not normal at all. Like I just don't think that most people think like this, and I don't think even people who are fans of the Red Pill, I don't think most of them get to this level. I could be wrong though, but I just don't think this is normal. And I do actually genuinely feel quite bad for this guy, because I can only imagine how maddening it must be to like be constantly dealing with that internal conflict, because there's no way he can fully enjoy his relationship.
I don't feel bad for him, right? I don't, because at the end of the day, again, how you at your best version, right? The best version of yourself, where you're not a loser, and yet you still have this internal conflict, right? You're not at your best mentally, physically, financially. And yet you listen to that. Why would you verbally compare previous partners to a current one? Yeah, I think that's stupid too.
If this is the stuff that's going on in his head. And I can only imagine that it must be so exhausting.
Zyrax, I agree. They ruin shit for everyone. They definitely do. They definitely do. The extremists. That's why I try to push a certain thing, right? I've said that's why I try to be cautious with my words.
For his girlfriend to be in a relationship with him when this is the kind of stuff that he's thinking, because it must be so difficult to be in a relationship with someone who's.
That's the thing where I mean, like, yeah, sadly, no one's going to be believing us because we are men. Now that's the thing where I don't. I believe everyone who's gone through. I believe everyone who's gone through their own kind of hardships, right? But what I do say is that, you know what, hardships happen. You gotta persevere. You gotta persevere, my brother. You gotta move forward. Gotta keep, not let your hardships shackle you down.
Who's, in my personal opinion, dealing with some self-esteem issues. And I'm not saying that just because he has a problem with the fact that she's had six sexual partners, okay? Because I know there's going to be some people in the comments who are like, patient, so if a guy has an issue with how many sexual partners his girl has, that means he's got self-esteem issues. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think there's anything wrong with caring about your partner's past or caring about their history when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think it's perfectly fine for both men and women to care about that, because everyone has their own personal preference in terms of what they would prefer when it comes to that. What I personally think is abnormal is this level of fixation. But at least this guy is trying to get help, even if it's on social media. I guess it's a start. I would say he should maybe talk to someone who could actually help him in a more productive way, but it's a start. At least he acknowledges that these thoughts and these views are sabotaging him in ways, and he's trying to work through them. I think ultimately any ideology that encourages you to be wary of the opposite sex through using generalizations about the opposite sex is one that can lead to negative interaction.
But here's the thing, right? It's a generalization. So you don't make it necessarily personal. That's the problem, right? That's also if you actually listen to men talk, right? Red Pill creators, they talk about generalization. But when you make it personal, you're not listening then. You're not listening, right? On the individual level, you have to have discernment. You have to have some discernment, right? You have to be able to critically think. That's the problem with so many people. It's a generalized conversation, right? General. Don't make it specific.
With the opposite sex, and can also make dating them pretty difficult. Both feminism and the Red Pill often have a habit of correctly diagnosing issues when it comes to the dynamics between men and women in society. However, when it comes to their solutions, I think sometimes they can fall off a bit, or sometimes they just don't have solutions. The amount of Red Pill content creators I've seen just pointing out a whole bunch of problems with not a single solution in sight is also an issue that I think comes with some of this stuff as well, because I don't think anyone.
Here's my thing, right? Why I've said this before, where I don't give her a prescription. I don't. Why? Because, well, in general, I don't give her a prescription, right? I mean, sometimes I say, you know what, work on yourselves and get a passport. But in general, why I don't give a prescription is because we're all adults. We're all adults. You see it's like the point of Red Pill, in my opinion, is to point out the world, right? Point out the world around you, is to clear up the fog, right? Not make you so naive. What you do when the fog is cleared, that is up to you as the individual person. This is why I don't believe in prescription, because at the end of the day, you have to decide what is best for you. You have to decide what is best for your life. Because here's the thing, right? English, with the things he's done, he found MGTOW to be the best suited for him. So for me to tell him, oh no, English, the things you've done, you should do this, you do that. No, that's not how you should be doing it. We're all adults, right? The trials and tribulations we go through, it's part of our lives. So how can I, right? Unless I'm personally asked on a more individual level, then I don't tell a generalized advice, right? I don't give a generalized advice. Again, besides for like work on yourself and get a passport, travel the world, expand your knowledge, right? See how the world is. But I don't give specific advice because at the end of the day, what I say may not fit with you. So why would I give, a generalized advice? Because it doesn't fit with the specific person that may be viewing it. So the best thing is just to clear the fog and let men or people decide what is best for them.
Benefits from hearing all of the problems without any practical solutions, because this is what then causes people to just be wary, because all they know is all the issues and they don't actually have any way of like working with that. I also do wonder as well if the reason why we see a lot of people leaning towards ideologies and stuff like that to kind of help guide them through dating and relationships is because of the fact that a lot of people are children of divorce, single parents. A lot of people have witnessed relationships break apart, or they've witnessed their parents' relationships or marriages dissolve. And so maybe because because that stuff has become a lot more common and a lot more normal, and a lot of households are kind of in that situation, like blended families, divorce, all these kind of things have become so commonplace now for many people, or just single parents in general. I do wonder if maybe that's made people a lot more interested in seeking out external sources for how to conduct relationships and how to interact with the opposite sex, because they probably never had examples of that in their own home, or they never had healthy examples of that, or they're kind of just scared of replicating what they saw in front of them, and so they want to try and find a way to kind of cheat the system or ways to avoid having those outcomes, and so they seek out these things in order to try and have a completely different experience with dating and their love lives. Because often these influencers, the appeal of them is that they are selling people the answers, right? They're selling people the cheat code on how to navigate this thing without being hurt. And I think a lot of people are afraid of just that, right? They're afraid of being hurt. They want to do things properly, they want to do things strategically and carefully because they want to maximize their success. Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing it, who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments.
And sometimes like I don't mind listening to women, right? Women are smart, right? They're intellectual. So I thought hers was interesting. So she's very well spoken and very thought out. So I like the things she says. But yeah, what do you guys think? Again, I said this before. I will always say this, right? We need to stop blaming the world for our own actions. I believe 100% accountability. I will always say that. Right? I will always say that. I believe 100% accountability. And that is my ideology, right? That is my ideology. And that's why the things I say, it goes back to that 100% accountability. Right? Blame no one but yourself. Plain and simple. So even with Red Pill, you don't blame other people. You don't blame the ideology that you're listening to with how you interpret it. Because at the end of the day, you interpret it how you want to. Right? So it's on you for how you implement it into your life. I've said this before. You can listen to the world around you. It's up to you how you process it. Right? Something I do, right? When it comes to like stocks, right? I love stocks. I mean, you guys check out my other videos. I love stocks. If I listen to a YouTuber, right, tell me, oh my God, check out this stock, right? You should check it out. This it's gonna go to the moon. Okay, I'm listening to it like, you know what? I'll buy it, right? I'm going to put money into it. And then, boom, it went bankrupt. Am I going to blame the YouTuber? Because why? At the end of the day, I made that choice. That YouTuber didn't force me to do anything, right? I chose to listen to that person. I chose to make decisions in my life based on what that YouTuber said. But I chose it. I had the choice to not listen too. I had the choice not to listen. So at the end of the day, you can't blame no one for the choices you make in life, right? Even at a certain time, right? To be honest, right? Once you stop being a child, well, once you're an adult, you gotta blame yourself. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. You gotta work through your traumas, work through your problems. You can't keep on blaming the world for your life, because then you will live like unaccountable. You will live that, you will always blame everyone else for the things you do in your life. So All right, guys. Let's. Let's do a video. Let's do a Kendra video. I'm trying to look for one.
Girl, you.
All right. Let's end out on a Kendra G video, right? Let's end out on a Kendra G video. All right, let's check this one out.
Back now, listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Literally, listen, Linda.
I'm not drunk though, cause she just sobered me up. That girl sober. Bro, what's wrong with her?
Download the Kendra G singles dating app now. Well, I'm a journalist that hosts a dating show, so let's start there. But I think she knows that. I think that there's things I've said that she does not like, and she has her thoughts. Girl, you in this body, girl. I'm sorry, I can't. That way, to me, is crazy how you.
We talking about the girl that was just. No, because there's people watching your show that's mentally fucked up like her. Like, she just threw me out. She sobered me up. I ain't even gonna lie. I was drunk as fuck. She sobered me up.
Well, I will say this. Hurt people. And the thing she's gone through, most people probably couldn't survive that. We don't know. Death is one thing. Murder is another thing. The father of your 5 kids is another thing. Then she was telling us about potentially some things she went through in her childhood.
Girl, you don't need to be dating. You need to be seeking therapy.
Exactly.
Fuck Kendra. Y'all listen to me. Girl, listen. Y'all need to listen to Kendra. Girl, you need to seek therapy.
I already told her she needed to seek therapy. I said that.
Well, she ain't listening to your ass.
Girl, all right, this is going to be our last time. So you said you saw yourself and you didn't like the way you looked the last time.
I ain't like how I look. I ain't like how you forgot your credit card downstairs because you made my shit look ghetto.
There was a lot going on last Friday. I can't lie. All right, so this is going to be our last and final time. You ready?
If you gonna find my man, though.
Okay, well, yeah, let's see. Maybe I got bride number 5 is my next married in an hour. Maybe one day you'll be married in an hour contestant. But let's find your man first. So, Linda, I don't remember everything. If you don't recall, Linda was bride number 3 in Joseph's wedding. And the cousins, not Joseph, the cousins voted her off first. You don't like to sit, huh?
Nope. I like to show my body, baby. I paid for it. I can't sit down, baby. I can't sit down.
Can I ask you a question? Because I normally don't even ask these questions, but hopefully it's not invasive. How much money did you pay?
Yeah, okay, look. I fuck with Dr. Tricks because he fine as fuck and I want to fuck him. So, like, I ain't pay that much. You know, he got me a little discount or whatever. But Dr. Tricks, he's a black African-American. He's in his 30s. Ladies, and he in America. And he's strict. I would suggest if y'all want to go get your body done, go to fucking Dr. Tricks. I would not say go to Dior. Because they don't care about y'all over there. Go to Dr. Tricks. And he's strict. Kendra.
Okay, we'll leave. Okay, let's continue. Linda, how old are you again, honey?
34. I ain't even promote for him, no,
yeah, we're not gonna say his name no more. Not gonna say his name anymore.
I ain't promote for him. I'm just saying.
I understand.
34. 34 and everything on her is fake. 34 and everything on her is fake. What this is the thing I find funny with a lot of women, where a woman like this, what type of man you think you're gonna get? You think you're gonna get a man who will take you seriously? Do you think you will get a man that would take you seriously, or you will get a man that will only think of you as a sex object, someone to have sex with, a pump and dump?
How many kids do you have?
2.
How old are your 2 kids again?
9 and 16.
And then what do you're
And she's a baby mama. And she's a baby mama.
a nurse, right?
I'm a CNA.
A CNA.
And I own Heavenly Hands.
Okay, and you're in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your zodiac sign?
Libra.
Libra. Okay, so we got Linda, 34, Libra, as a CNA, St. Louis, mine are 2 kids. And then your 2 kids are by 2 different men?
No, the only one.
Same man, but he passed away, right?
Yeah, I was engaged for 7 years.
Now, I will say this, Linda. You could be sympathetic to our last caller because you also lost a father to your child.
Yeah.
Xerox, would you get it? Would you get your body done too? Girl, did she pay him? I think she probably paid him a little bit and gave him a bit of some nookie, or
Yeah, but I ain't crazy though, Kendra. Don't even put me in that category. No.
Hold on, let's not listen. Sometimes pain is masked as crazy.
She was coming for you. She was coming for you.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I understand that she was coming for me, and I still wish her well. I understand she was coming for me, but I still wish her well, because what I've come to learn is hurt people hurt people. And I'm really, and in this space, there's a lot of hurt people. And it's usually masked with anger, with jealousy, with envy, with darkness. And the compassion of my blessed life, I can see that this person's truly hurting, right? So yeah. I think in her case, she might have a way she feels about me, but overall, she's dealing with things that are beyond any of.
Now, I kind of think it's a little bit different, right? I mean, a married woman that wants to get things done, I guess, right? You already have a man, and you're not looking for anyone else. You're truly doing it for yourself and possibly your husband. Okay, I guess, right? But a woman that's, don't have a man, what type of man she thinks she's gonna attract? That's my thing, right? What type of man you think you're attracting? You're only attracting men that see you as a sexual object.
Are controlling, and I think we should wish her well and pray for her, because that's some heavy stuff she said.
She fucked up.
Okay, let's focus. Linda, what kind of man you looking for, girl?
Okay, anyways, I'm looking for me, like, I want me a corporate nigga. Like, you gotta be, like, really cute. You gotta make over $250,000.
You gotta be a good-looking man. Gotta be a good-looking man making over 250K. And you want a woman that is fake. You want a woman that is a baby mom. Yeah.
You gotta be African American or white. I don't fuck with Africans. And you gotta be family oriented. You can't have no kids, no baby mamas.
You gotta be childless. I find it honestly funny, right? So you gotta be childless to date this single mother, this older single mother, this single mother who has sex with probably the doctor to get her body done. Great.
You have 2 kids.
Okay, that's enough.
Do you want to have more kids?
I will have more kids if he make a certain amount.
How much money does he have to make in order for you to have his baby?
Over 250,000 a year.
Did your children's dad make that?
Nope.
So you gave a man who made less 2 kids, and now this man has to accept you and your 2 kids and
Yep.
make 2,000.
I gotta learn.
What type of man you think she's gonna attract? Rappers, right? Rappers, pretty much just men that just want to have sex. That's it. That's what you're gonna attract. Men that want to have sex with you. Men that just want your body. Rappers, right? Entertainers. You think corporate men want to deal with that? The only way corporate men would deal with that is that they just want to pump and dump as well.
Learn from my mistakes, baby.
You gotta learn from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he have kids like you?
I don't want no kids. No.
Why would you?
I don't
So you
care
went so
about, like, I mean, I don't care about being like a stepmom.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I passed too.
But like, I want a man who ain't got no kids, so like we can have kids. I want to be his first baby mama. Like, I want to be his first wife, his first child's mother.
Now, Linda, I'm gonna ask you this question sincerely. Are you being serious or are you trolling me?
I'm not trolling you.
So, in your heart of hearts, this is how you sincerely feel.
Kendra, would you really? I asked yourself, would you really want a man with kids?
Linda, here's the deal, and I say this respectfully so. You're describing a person who you are. You are a person with 2 kids, so you wouldn't date yourself.
I mean, I would date a man with, but I would prefer a man with no kids. Like, I would prefer a man with no kids who would accept mine. But I will.
Yeah, she would prefer a man with no kids that will accept you. Correct. She wants a simp. She wants a simp. She wants a simp, or she wants a man that was just a pump and dump, right? An entertainer that will pump and dump.
Date and marry a man with kids.
Correct. The delusion is strong with this one.
But I would prefer a man who don't have any.
So you prefer a man that doesn't have any that makes $250,000.
Yeah, but I mean, because you know what it is? Like, I dated a man. Like last show, I told you, I didn't care about how much a man made, right? I had experienced a man, and I did not care about how much he made. I didn't care about him having kids. They dog you out even worse. So
You chose one man. How many? It's like, this is the problem with so many women. You chose one man. You chose him. He did you dirty. Okay, well, at the end of the day, you chose him. You didn't choose a good man that you didn't care. This is this is what women do so many times, right? Oh, I build with a man. I was ride or die with a man, but he did me dirty. Seriously? You chose to ride or die. You chose to build. You chose to not care about superficial shit with shitty men. And now you are going to, what? Put standards on good men? Right? You want to put standards on good men? That makes fucking sense.
what? I'd rather get dogged out by the nigga that gave more money, or he ain't got no kids, than a nigga who got money with kids. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying.
Where I got to the money. Let's do the Kendra Cam. This is the official Kendra Cam. Okay. When was your last relationship, honey?
Earlier this year.
Oh, and you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Last year.
You haven't had sex in a year?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work
Cap, absolute cap.
on.
You don't believe me, do you?
I have no way to confirm it or figure it out.
Not the cap.
I mean, I don't know. You said you wanted to have sex with your doctor. Are you lying? Have you had sex this year?
If I didn't come, it wasn't sex. So, anyways, no.
Oh my God. So if she didn't come, it wasn't sex.
Wait, hold on. You can't walk away from that. So if you did not, what's the word? Escalate. You did not have you.
It don't count.
It don't count. How many times did you try to escalate this year?
A few times.
A few times, but none of that counts because you never actually got to the orgasm phase.
He belongs to the streets.
Like I said, right? Stop deal. I mean, like, this is a thing where what type of man is she going to attract?
He belongs to the streets.
What type of man?
And was it with the same person? And when was the last time you tried to escalate with that person?
Last week, but it don't count.
So you told me you ain't
It
had sex.
don't count.
It don't count.
That's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
You should.
You know that don't make no damn sense.
It do.
How?
It do. It don't count. Like, bro, like that, it was wasted time. Like,
It doesn't matter. Did his penis enter your body?
It did, but it should not have.
Well, you allowed it to enter your body a few times from what you're telling us.
Girl.
Why can't you be with that guy that you was with a week ago?
Because, like,
how you get with a guy a week ago when you was just in our wedding a week ago?
Okay, so I was in a situationship with this guy, right?
But just last week, you were almost going to get married to Joseph, and you were sleeping with someone last week? No, I'm happy the cousins voted your ass off. Now, I didn't know that much.
Joseph wasn't fucking with me anyway.
But girl, it don't matter. You showed up to be. He could have chose you as his wife, and you were sleeping with somebody last.
He belongs to the streets.
He knew that. I don't know what she's talking about, but that's why. Look at this woman. She's for the streets.
Week.
I would have cut it off if he was fucking with me, but he wasn't. I got good intention. I got good. Trust me, I know when a nigga fucking with me. I knew Joseph wasn't gonna be fucking with me, so that's why I kept doing what I was doing. But I'm really
okay. The wedding was last Wednesday. When was the last time you had sex last week?
Last week.
But what day?
A day, Kendra.
I want to know if it was before the wedding.
You want to know the time too? You want to know the place?
Just the day. I want to know, was it before?
It was before the wedding. It wasn't night of.
If it was after the wedding, I wouldn't care.
No,
but you was about to potentially get married and you was having sex with somebody else.
That's how I go. Ask any married person you know when the last time they had sex with the person that they thought they was going to be cheating with. They would have been like the day before the wedding.
Oh my God.
But I am looking for a husband now. That's why I keep hitting you up, girl. I want me a man. I'm tired of being in the streets, Ken.
Tired of being in the streets. No, you're forever. You will forever be the streets.
You looking for a husband, honey? You want a husband? You want a husband?
I do.
Okay. We're gonna start. We're gonna start that problem. Here we go. Here we go.
I almost got human traffic on your show.
I got your email.
I almost got human traffic on your show.
Yeah, listen. Well, don't worry. I got your email too, so I'm gonna have the team send this to. This is the closest you gonna get.
I almost got human traffic on your show.
You almost got human traffic. How did you get human traffic on my show?
Yeah,
This is a very big allegation. So don't say something like that.
It ain't got nothing to do with you. Yo,
I understand that, but how did you almost get? Because the human traffic means they drugged you. Did they drug you?
No, like the dude, the African dude, right? He's supposed to be meet me in Denver today, right? I'm supposed to be in Denver today, but I haven't talked to this man all week. But he expected me to be on a flight today. And then he sent me, I was like, okay, well, you got to send me 25% of what I wanted up front.
25% of what? He was sending you money to visit him?
Yeah. So I wanted to, he sent that. And
he belongs to the streets.
He bought my flight, but I didn't talk to him, girl. And girl, I think he was in Africa or something, girl.
Well, hold on real quick. I don't, listen, I know you are a fun girl, but we're not going to throw words out like human traffic on this platform. I take that serious, okay? So I don't like that. I'm not going to play that game with you.
He said
now,
he met
hold
me
on.
on
Now,
hers.
what it sounds more like, because you're saying he sent you money that you wanted up front, it sounds like you were agreeing to be part of an escort service. That sounds more like what you just told us. We're not putting that in the human, because first of all, human traffic is so serious. There are girls right now being drugged every day under their will. They do not want to be participants. You are a willing participant in the story that we just gave.
No, it wasn't escorting.
You
girl.
just said he sent you money and you were going to visit
me money
him.
because he wanted me to come to a birthday party tomorrow, right?
The point of the matter is don't play with words like human traffic. That's a very serious.
I'm being serious, Kendra. You know,
no.
Who sends you money to be trafficked? Who sends you money so you could get trafficked? Why would they waste money on you if they could just kidnap you? That's not human trafficking, right? You're selling yourself.
Hold on. I'm not finished. And there are girls right now who are missing on this planet.
I was finna be missing.
Well, it is content for Kendra. Exactly.
You're not listening. And it's not a joking matter. And the reason why yours is not the same. No, the reason why yours is not the same is because you said he sent you money in advance. That's what you said. There's sometimes when we can have fun, but when you bring up things like that and people are really going through that and girls are really missing right now and they're really being drugged and sexually transferred, let's not make fun of that because that's serious. Okay? I think what's happening is and shout out to Linda. I don't mind having fun with Linda, but I don't like when we play with real things that people are going through that are not a laughing matter. And being human trafficked is not a laughing matter. And let me say this to every woman. If you are accepting money.
Got it, Steve.
Money from a man for your services, that's called prostitution or escort. That's your business. Okay? But just know when you ask for a dollar amount and they send it to you, you set yourself up for something else. Okay? Okay? I don't know what's going on in this world today, y'all. And this is why, and I'm going to say this. I really want to get YouTube to 300,000, right? So I was like, I really want to get YouTube to that. So like, let's get to 300K. But this is what I do like about my dating app, because even though stuff goes on in the dating app too, child, so I can't say it ain't crazy over there. But on the flip side, for the most part, it's, you're there for love. You have your profile.
Okay, I guess. Kendra with her crazy stuff. This is the thing where, to be honest, I can't imagine her dating app, because I'm quite sure she this is the type of people she attracts. Honestly, she attracts bottom of the barrel people, right? I've seen a few of the men included. But predominantly women, because it's predominantly women that she has. She is nuts. She is. That's the thing where this is the type of characters, right, that Kendra G attracts. Very, very low life type of people, right? Bottom of the barrel women. So, yeah. What do you guys think? All right, guys. That is it for tonight. Guys, I love you. Right? She is freaking dumb, right? Airhead. But this is the thing where, would you be surprised? Those are not the smartest types of women. So, all right, guys, that is it for tonight. All right. I love you guys. You guys are all amazing. All right. Zyrax, I love you, my sister. Thank you for being here, right? Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the love, right? You are amazing. Steve, thank you for keeping me honest. Thank you for being here for me, brother. Sisam, I love you. English, my brother, right? You're amazing. Know that, you know what? I truly care. I truly care, my brother. All right? So I'm here for you. All right? I love you. Alpha. Yes, it is true. The RP is ruining dating for women. The RP is stopping women from getting clean up men. Yes, I agree. I agree. Sisam, thank you for being here. Alpha, thank you for showing up. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Big Bars, I love you. I love you. Red Door, my sister. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Captain Palsy, thank you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Anyone else? Machiavelli, my brother. Thank you for being here. Rich Singh, thank you, my brother, for being here. Weaponry, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you. Anyone else? Any other shout outs? Red Door, good night, my sister. Good night. Artie, thank you for being here. Laughing Man, I love you, my brother. I love you. Thank you for being here. I think Jeremiah, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I think that's it. I think that's it for tonight. You guys are amazing. All right. Good night, my brothers. Good night, everyone.